0. There we go, sports fans. Are you ready for some playoff football action?
Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to West Hill Stadium. I'm Tyler McLaren, joined by Paul Short. Playoff fever is in the air here at West Hills. The Langley Rams are the visiting teams. The Westshore Rebels securing home field advantage throughout the playoffs. The weather's cold. The teams are ready. Paul, what do you expect to see tonight with these two teams?
Well, I think it's going to be a first quarter anyway, a rock'em sock'em type football game, but we're not sure exactly which Rams team will show up. They've been hot and cold this year so far. They've lost their last 3 games of the season, which is something they've never done since, to be honest with you, 1979. So it'll be interesting to see how they come to play, but they're down to 40-man rosters. There's no more fluff around the teams, and I think that the 40 guys that they put on the field tonight are up for the test to see if they can do something against a strong Rebels football team.
And you'd have to assume with the 40-man roster that a lot of these guys are now going to have to play special teams as well as their regular duties on offense or defense. Is that an advantage to either team, or do you think it's both teams pretty much are on equal footing there?
I think they're on equal footing. I think it comes down to who is the best special team during the year, and that rolls to the Rebels. But at the end of the day, it's a one-game-take-all matchup, and you never know who shows up to play, who's got a cold, who's got the flu, who had a bad day at work or with a girlfriend.
Any given Sunday, as the old saying goes. These two teams played twice in the regular season. Of course, a balanced schedule in the BCFC. The Rebels won both contests. 29-5 was the score here early in the season, and recently 33-28 was the score at McLeod Stadium in Langley. Can anything be drawn from those two games, or is this really slates wiped clean and just play the game and see what happens?
Well, I think the last game the two teams played when the Rams had them down, I think it was 27-11 at halftime, they just took the foot off the pedal and allowed the Rebels back into the game, and the Rebels learned from that, and definitely know that the Rams learned from that as well. So if the Rams are in that situation again tonight, there's no way they're taking their foot off the pedal.
Okay. The other big thing with playoffs, as it always happens, the big players are in the lights. They're the big-time guys. They're the guys that the teams count on. When you say that, you have to think Trey Campbell. You have to think Kalik Johnson for the Rams. Trey Campbell, of course, for the Westshore Rebels. Scott Borden. I'm sure both of these coaches are probably preaching, guys, this is the time to shine, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. And you take players like Nathan Lund, running back with the Rams. This is his 5th year, and I don't want to say he's due, but this is a game that he should be on the field as a leader, the guy that's going to come out and say, I'm done after this one, guys. Let's win it.
Absolutely. Well, it's playoff time here at West Hill Stadium. We welcome you to BCFC TV, powered by Remax. Sit back and enjoy the broadcast, and thank you very much for joining us.
TELUS presents mind-blowing pure fiber facts. Today's topic, crystal clear video chats. Ah, I see you're catching up with your brother, Jerry. Ooh, yikes. Look at the quality of that video chat. Did you know the upload and download speeds of Pure Fiber make chats so clear it would be like your brothers in the same room? TELUS Pure Fiber. Video chats reimagined.
Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to West Hill Stadium for the first of our two BCFC semi-final games. Today's game features the regular season champion Westshore Rebels hosting the number 4 ranked in the regular season Langley Rams. Good and beautiful night here at West Hill Stadium. Little briskness in the air, but fall is in the air. Football season is still going strong. Playoff football is going strong, and good night for football all around. I think we're strapped in and ready to go, Paul. It should be a good game today, and I guess all the old records and everything gets thrown out the window, and everybody starts 0-0 and see what happens.
Absolutely, and the records that are thrown out, hopefully for the Rebels one they throw it is the penalty one, is the end of the season with, I think it was, I got it written down here, 183 penalties and for 1,792 yards, which is, both of them are new BCFC records, while the Rams at the other side had the lowest number of penalties in the league, 108, and they had 901 yards in penalties. So it's one of those things you look on, you put a thumb on and say these things can happen if you take too many penalties, but history has shown that the Rebels, it doesn't matter what penalties and how many penalties, they still find a way to win.
Absolutely. And the Rebels finished up the regular season at 9-1, just defeated the Okanagan Sun last week to earn the home field advantage throughout the BCFC playoffs. Rams had a bit of an up and down season, finished 4-6, not to what many pundits and what the Rams had hoped for. But again, I think if you're the Rams, you pretty much are playing we've got everything to gain and nothing to lose, and nobody's expecting us to do much, and all the regular cliches, and the Rams could use that to their advantage.
Oh, absolutely. But the whole organization is very seasoned. This is the 29th straight year they've been in the playoffs, and that's consistency. And despite the losing record, the 4-6 record this year, they're in the playoffs, and a lot can happen. They're very, very successful in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Jeff Alamahota, of course, with lots of playoff experience, taking the Rams to 2 Canadian Bowls in 2012 and 2014, so he's been here before as well. So the Rams will be kicking off to start the game. They will be going from our left to our right. The Rebels will be receiving, and the ball's kicked off, and we're underway at West Hill Stadium. Ball is caught down around the 5 or 10 yard line, I believe, by Kane Stevenson. Cuts to his left now, straight up the middle, breaks the tackle out of the middle of the field, and finally dropped down at about the 45 yard line. Great return to start the game off for the Rebels, and they will have good field position to start this one off.
Yeah, that was a good return. It's just the Rams were late getting down. You can see in the replay here, they got down inside, and they just created the seam right up the middle before Jacob Dodge able to put him on the ground, number 22. But at the end of the day, that's a starting point in a playoff game. You're starting at your own 45. That's not a bad place to get going.
So the Rebels will get going on their own 40, we'll call it 46-yard line. First to 10, Borden in the shotgun. Trey Campbell, his familiar mate behind him to his left. League's leading rusher this year for the BCFC. Borden in the shotgun, barks the signals. Snap is back, looks to his right, quick drop, under pressure, flushed out to the right. Now turns back, coming back to the left. Throws the ball, dumps it down to Campbell, caught it, but good tackle on the play by number 21, bringing him down for next to no gain. Good job by the Ram defense to start it off.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure there from the Rams right at the start, and that's one of the things that the Rebels really haven't experienced all year is pressure on the quarterback, but Borden using his legs, he got flushed out, threw a completed pass, but still a loss of about half a yard. So it's a good start, if you will, for the Rams to put the Rebels in second and long.
So second and long, Rebels, passing situation here, looked to be early movement, no flag. Ball is thrown out to Nate Skeet, caught it right around midfield, into the Rams secondary, finally dragged down on the Ram 38-yard line. Big play by Nate Skeet as Borden connects on second and long.
Yeah, this was just an out by Skeet, just about a 12 to 13 yard out, and it was a completed pass. The same type of play they ran last week against the Okanagan Sun. Just guys open and throw the ball and let them catch it and run.
So the Rebels will be in their hurry up, a familiar thing they have done for most of the season. Borden under center. Blitz coming up the middle from the Rams. Handoff straight up the middle. Trey Campbell runs right into the teeth of the Rams defense. Decent gain, probably about 3 or 4 on the play, but the Rams stack it up for a pretty good job.
Yeah, that was not a bad little run. You know, again, you got to prepare yourself to play the Rebels run or pass, and that's a decent gain to puts the Rebels in a second down, a manageable type area. But the Rams have to just settle down, you know, just do what you do the best and try to make the best plays you can.
So 2nd and actually 8 on the play. They only got 2. Borden in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right. Blitz again looks to be coming. Borden under pressure, looks for his man, flushes away. Now bounces out to his right in hot pursuit, does break free around the corner and does have enough for the first down. Borden makes a heck of a play, picking up the first down with his feet.
It's pretty close. I'm not sure we got the first down or not. But again, working with his feet, that's the one thing that this kid has, is he's got that ability to escape the pocket and create some positive things with his legs.
Now the Rams had some good pressure there right at the middle, and Borden was able to sneak free. It actually was 3rd and 1 on the play.
Here's your first gamble of the afternoon.
First gamble, Trey Campbell cuts his right straight up the middle, breaks free. He will probably score. He is scored on the play. Touchdown Rebels, but there are flags on the play. We will wait to see what the flag is here.
Offside against the Rams.
Looked to be offside as they were coming with the blitz, so it likely is offside against the Rams. The penalty will likely be declined. It is offside against the Rams, so the touchdown will stand, making the score of the Westshore Rebels 6. The Langley Rams no score with the extra point looming.
Yeah, that was just a run up the middle, follow your fullback, drew in with the number 69, led the play up the middle. They created a hole, and obviously the Rams are up in a situation where they want to stop a run like that, so there's not going to be anybody deep to make a tackle or try to make a play.
Kyle Clark with the extra point here for the Rebels, trying to extend the lead to 7. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up, kick is good. A bit of a line drive, but it is good, and the Rebels now lead 7-0 here at West Hills. Good start for the Rebels, the home team.
It is a good start. Anytime you get the ball, you have to get a good return on the opening kickoff, and then they just drove the field. They had the first play was a loss, but then everything else was a positive play. So at the end of the day, Rebels have to be happy. Rams have, scramble a little bit, but it's early. Lots of game left.
Early in the game, we are just under 3 minutes, just about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Thank you for joining us on BCFC TV, powered by Remax. We hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. Rams looking for a response here, looking to answer the Rebels' touchdown.
Well, it's an opportunity for them to put something together, eat up a little bit of clock, play a little bit of field position football as well if they're not able to get into the end zone. But the thing is, once they get their legs on the ground from the ferry trip and everything that's gone on today for this game, and they settle into it, they'll find out what type of players will come to play tonight.
So Kyle Clark hits the ball, high kick, coming down around the 25-yard line. Number 2, McDonald cuts to his left, breaks free. Good return by the Rams, and they will scrimmage first down at about the 47-yard line. Ball is down on the play, so the Rams will keep possession and have good field position to start their first drive of the game.
That was a nice run by Brian. He just took the football as he caught it on around his 15-yard line and just straight up the field. He had a lot of blocking, and then just rugby scrum it up, and that's a great starting point for them as well.
So the Rams will scrimmage, 1st and 10 on the 48-yard line, we'll call it. Number 11, Laguerre, and the quarterback for the Rams throws it up. Oh, incomplete. Ball kind of just hung up. And number 81 on the play couldn't come down with it. That was Simon Frelick. He couldn't come down as the ball looked to be kind of held up.
Yeah, the defender, I can't get the number on that defender there. It's number 20, I think. Eddie Nagoya, defensive back. He was beaten on the play. It's just that he was able to get his hands up just the last second there to break up the play, as you can see on the replay.
Stephen Laguerre in at quarterback, because the Rams do have some injuries at that position. 2nd and long, hands the ball off. Nathan Lund straight at the middle. Rebels right there. He is stacked up and going nowhere on 2nd and 10, and the Rams punt team will have to come on the field.
Yeah, that's one of the things the Rebels are really strong at. They got a great defensive line, and the offensive line of the Rams are going to have to really dig deep tonight to create some openings for any of the running backs.
Wind is picking up a little bit at West Hill Stadium. We'll see if we can tell which direction it's going. But beautiful night of football here. Rams will be punting. Rebels look to be standing. 2 Rebels are standing at about their own 25-yard line. Kick is up. It's going to the left.
Very nice punt.
Good punt inside the hash marks. Caught on the run. Upfield he goes. Breaks the tackle straight ahead. 2 men to beat. And finally brought down on the play by number 27 for the Rams. Joe Carter makes a tackle. Trying to see who had that return.
It was Yitna.
It was Barana Yitna for the Rebels with that great return. Just went straight ahead.
Yeah, it was on the replay here. You see he just caught it and get upfield as quickly as possible and run. And that's what he's doing. He's just telling me, use my legs here and I'm going to outrun some people.
Coaches like to see that, make one cut or just go straight upfield. Don't dance, get what you can, and lots of times that puts pressure on the cover teams.
And the Rebels in great field position here, and another opportunity to put points on the board before the game's even 5 minutes old.
Fast start here for the Rebels. Borden in at shotgun, 1st and 10. Campbell stands behind him, 4 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Campbell flushes out, swings out. Borden swings it back the other way. Oh, big hit on the play, incomplete. They're trying to set up a little screen to the backside with the only receiver back there. I think that was Yitna who got hammered on the play.
Well, that was a good play by Wested. He just stood there and he knew that something's coming up, so he didn't really commit to anything. And then as soon as Yitna tried to make the catch, he was right there to make the tackle. Number 91, you see this on the play here.
Campbell Borden's eyes sold the swing out to Campbell, but Borden went back the other way. So 2nd and 10, flags on the play. Borden throws right down the seam. He's got looking for Kane Stevenson, but the ball is a little bit low and incomplete. Flags on the far side, might be offside. It is offside against the Rams, so it will be 2nd and 5 as they replay 2nd down.
That's their 2nd penalty, being offside tonight. They're just trying to get a little bit of a jump. Obviously, they put pressure on the offensive line of the Rebels.
Looks to be an early game plan for the Rams, bringing pressure right up the middle as both linebackers right up the pot have come many a time so far tonight.
The Rebels are also missing their starting center and BCFC All-Star Christian Kraus due to an injury last week. So maybe that's bring a little bit of pressure and see how the new center is able to handle it.
So 2nd and 5, Borden barks the signals. He's got 3 receivers to the short side of the field to his right, 2 to his left. Snap is back, he's looking to his left. Throws the ball, overthrown, a little bit of a miscommunication as he was throwing in the direction of Austin Lindo Brow, but the ball was overthrown, bringing up 3rd down.
Yeah, it's good coverage. Had a little bit of pressure. He had good protection, but just good coverage as well by the Rams.
Switch it up here.
So the Rebels will try a field goal, I'm assuming. It will be about a 43-yarder for Kyle Clark. Well within his range, looking to extend the lead to 10-0.
No, it looks like they're bringing...
Are they going to punt, play field position?
Play field position here and bring Hicks in to punt.
Yeah, Hicks will punt. Play the field position game. The wind is picking up a little bit. Now we've got a timeout on the field, I believe. Nope, they're sending a Ram player off, likely due to an equipment issue.
For youth in our community, ask one of the Coast Capital staff in attendance for a free giveaway and earn up to $200 for signing up for a free checking account at Coast.
So Hicks will put his foot to no, we're not quite ready again.
I'm not sure, I guess maybe moving the football a little bit. Yeah, you're not allowed to pick the football up and move it forward, so they're just pushing it back to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, resetting it back. Now we're underway. Snap is good. Hicks kicks the ball, almost blocked. Good pressure by the Rams, but did get it away. Caught and fallen right away as he's down by Brule as soon as he hits the ground. Rams will scrimmage deep in their own territory.
Yeah, it was number 23, Kalik Johnson. He made a nice catch on the play, and he's looking to get upfield as quick as possible and just
like the turf
blew a tire.
Turf monster might have jumped up and grabbed him.
You can see in the replay here, just as he tries to dig his foot in, he's down the ground.
Blake Johnson, a BCFC All-Star this year as well. Rams will need a big game from him today, no question.
And not a really happy place to start your 2nd drive.
Laguerre flushed out, Rebels converge on him, does get away, does fling it out to Joel Klassen, break it out of the backfield. Good block on the play by Kalik Johnson, springing Klassen, he does get a 1st down. Kalik Johnson made a great block on the play, and the Rams will get a 1st down.
That was a good play, just heads up play by the quarterback, just to find an open area, break out, get the open guy, and a great block here by number 23 Johnson to help his running mate pick up the 1st down.
Injured Rebel on the play is number 33 ET, and the Rebels training staff out to attend to him.
Hopefully that's nothing serious. That would be a big blow inside for the Rebels.
ET's been very solid this year for the Rebels. They really like him. He's physical. He runs well.
We've seen them play all their games this year, and I'm surprised he didn't make the All-Star team, to be honest with you. But, you know, he's going up with the other guys in that. The 3 linebackers that made the All-Star team are really darn good.
The All-Stars were presented this week, courtesy of C&D Logistics. We thank you for their partnership and support of that. Lots of talented players, of course, as every year, Paul. Lots of talented players get All-Stars, and unfortunately, there's players that don't get recognized, and it's just a numbers thing. And they would love to. Many people have talked about perhaps doing a first and second team potentially, and looking at that as a potential to recognize some great athletes in the league.
Well, it might not be a bad idea. I know there are only 24 spots or 26 spots with the kickers, and there's 65 kids on each team. So there's going to be guys that get missed. But the second team, it might be kind of cool for the recognition, but then you start to oversaturate it, and it doesn't mean too much at that point.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
Yeah. So ET does come off the field. Hope to see him back soon. Rams will scrimmage 1st and 10 on their 25-yard line. Handoff, Nathan Lund cuts to his left. Good hole on the play. Lund breaking into the third level for the Rebels. Finally dragged down, churning his feet, and is up close to midfield with a great run for the Rams. First down.
It was a great run by Nathan. The fifth-year guy. He's the guy, all accounts that I can find, he's the all-time leading rusher for the Rams. He's scored 28 touchdowns. He's got 22 touchdowns on the ground. That is a Rams record. And he's just a wily old guy. He's 22, but he knows how to play this football game. As they say, he's older now, that he doesn't get butterflies before the game. He gets moths. So.
Absolutely. So big play for Lund and the Rams offense. They are scrimmaging just shy of midfield. Laguerre in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his right. Snap is back, looks to his right, throws the ball down the middle of the seam, out of the outstretched arms of Ryan McDonald. Had him, but just kind of ball drifted out to the sidelines, incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to place the ball in rather than throw it, and just out of the reach of Ryan. Well, big second down here, that's for sure. They got to, if they can get it over, get another first down here, they're going to put themselves into field goal range. Wayne Palmer can, pound these things.
So 2nd and 10 for the Rams, just shy of midfield. Laguerre in the shotgun. Passing situation here. He's looking to his right now, throws back to his left. In the direction of Kalik Mitchell. He had him, and ball just is overthrown. If Kalik could have got underneath that one, he would have scored.
Oh, that was a great throw and a good route. Just overthrew him a little bit there. Good coverage too. There was somebody in Johnson's back hip pocket. So they're trying to make the play on it, but yeah, very, very nice play. But it's still a 3rd down.
3rd down for the Rams. Punt team will come on. They at the very least changed the field position, so they were in the shadows of their own goalpost, but a couple big plays should tilt the field position back in their favor with a good punt here. Snap is back, kick is up. Good kick down to the left-hand side. Probably going to drift out of bounds. It does. Great kick by the Rams. The Rebels will scrimmage probably around their own. Looks like about their own 14-yard line.
20, it looks like.
Right down to the 20.
That was a very nice punt.
That is a 20-yard line.
Nice
good punt, no return on the play, so that's good positioning for the Rams.
Now the Rams defense try to generate a turnover here, hold the Rebels to punt, get back and get the ball back in really good field position.
So the Rebels will scrimmage on their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Rams tilt the field position back in their favor. 3 receivers to Borden's right, 2 to his left. He's looking to his left, looking in the direction of number 19, Stevenson. Ball is incomplete. Looked to be right in his hands, but we'll see on the replay. Might have just slid right through, incomplete.
Well, it looked like he might have felt that. I didn't get the number of the defensive back behind him, but maybe he felt him behind there. He didn't want to take the hit.
So the Rams look to hold here. Stoppage of play by the officials.
One of the things
another equipment issue, looks like.
Yeah, the BCFC for this game and what came down from Football Canada was that the knees have to be covered by a knee pad, and if it's not covered, they're going to send you off. So that's it's quite a blow. You got to come off for a play on an important play. You got to be equipped. You got to make sure you take care of yourself.
Fashion sense doesn't win out when it comes to protection.
Absolutely.
So 2nd and 10 Rebels. Borden looks to his left. He's got his man Yitna. Ball is incomplete. He had Yitna, but the ball was incomplete on the play. 3rd down for the Rebels.
Yeah, it was just a low throw. Unfortunately, Gitna was wide open, and he had the first down yardage. You can see here on the replay as Borden throws it, as he steps forward, you can see it was a low release here. And the ball just drops real quick.
Fans don't like the call, but from our spot up here, it was definitely incomplete, definitely hit the turf. And it will be third down here for the Rebels in a punting situation.
A little bit of break for the Rams as well. They get a chance to, Kalik Johnson will have his feet on the midfield probably and get the ball inside Rebels territory to start their third drive.
Kent Hicks looking for a big kick, puts his foot to the ball. Good kick to his right. Kalik will settle under it right at midfield. Straight upfield. Tries to round the corner. Rebels downfield. Good job. Good cover there for the Rams. Will scrimmage on the Rebel side of midfield.
It was Byron McKinnon making the tackle there as Kalik was running outside.
Good field position for the Rams here. And of course, as the playoffs roll around, as most people know, teams are down to 40-man rosters, so that may come into play on the special teams for sure, or depth, as we may potentially see Kent Hicks even play some O-line today, from what we've been told, like he did last week against the Okanagan Sun.
Yeah, and it's difficult because there's probably 6 or 7 really good ball players that didn't make the cut to make the 40.
Jet sweep around the corner to number 80, Nick Aguilanetto. Good gain on by the Rams on the play. Looks to have about 8 as he ran the jet sweep from his right to his left.
And those 40 guys that are on the field, they are the best on all these teams. These are the guys that the team's going to hang their hat on. That was a nice little run. That was a pickup of 9. That was a great little run.
Was 9 on the play, so second and short for the Rams at the Rebel 44-yard line. Plunges ahead, gets the first down on the play, and the sticks will move. Rams have settled in now after a quick score by the Rebels. They've now held the Rebels off the scoreboard and tilted the field position back in their favor.
Yeah, I think they just settled in. They got that first drive was pushed at them pretty quickly and hard by the Rebels, and you keep your composure, play smart.
So the sticks will move. Rams will scrimmage at about the 41, 42-yard line. Laguerre's in the shotgun. ISOing Kalik Johnson down to our near side. Another stoppage of play here. We'll wait to see. This is another equipment. That might be a record for.
Oh, I see. They didn't put the ball in the hash mark.
There we are. Now we're set. Too many lines here, Paul, at Westshore Stadium.
Well, it's filmed. It's lined for rugby. That's what it's set up for. And they're the permanent lines. And the football lines, the gold ones, they take them out for rugby games.
Handoff right up the middle. Nathan Lund. Rebels right there holding that game maybe to 2 on the play, we'll call it, and wait for the spot. But the Rebels defense stacked that one up pretty quick on Nathan Lund.
Yeah, they're going to be keying on Nathan as well as Joe Carter in this game tonight, because those are the 2 main weapons on the ground for the Rams.
5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. 7-0 for the home team, Westshore Rebels. Rams looking to get a play in here. Second, and we'll call it 9 on the Rebel 41-yard line.
I'm not sure whether they're in field goal range at this point.
We'll see here, depending on what happens on second and long here. Laguerre drops back, throws the ball to his right in the direction, had it, but fell in and out of the arms of number 2, Ryan McDonald, as Gandry and the safety came over and jarred that one loose.
Yeah, I think you see in the replay here, I think Ryan had a chance to catch this, but again, you feel the pressure coming from the safety, and it just takes your attention and your focus away, knowing that you're going to get a lick right after you catch the football. You just can't squeeze it at that point. So they're going to have Jonas Levesque kick the ball here, punt it, try to put the Rebels deep here.
Play the field position as the Rebels did earlier. Looks like Yitna and I think Skeet are deep for the Rebels. Snap is a little bit high, does get it down. Good kick to the left here. Ball will go out of bounds. Good kick by the Rams, and the Rebels will be pinned in their own end, likely around their own maybe 7 or 8 yard line.
Yeah, it looks like about the 7. Yeah, it's a very good kick, no return. That's what you want. Rebels are dangerous in the kick game. They got some very good returners, and don't put it in their hands.
Once again, thank you for joining us on BCFC TV, powered by Remax. Hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast.
I'm not sure if anybody brought any Chihuahuas tonight, but I don't see any in the stands at this point.
I thought I saw one walk by, but I could be wrong. So the Rebels will scrimmage deep in their own territory. Clock is moving as we under 5 minutes here in the first quarter. Borden in the shotgun. Campbell right beside him. Hands the ball off on a little stretch play. Good hole by the Rebels offense. Campbell into the second level and finally brought down around the 28-yard line. Fantastic run as the Rebels just ran a little stretch play off the left side, and the hole, you'll probably see on the replay, a big hole by the Rebels offensive line.
Yeah, that's a good run by Campbell. He's so strong. He pulls guys. And you give a guy like that just any little seam, and he's going to create some positive yardage out of it.
Rebels in the hurry-up offense, as they familiarly are. Borden in the shotgun, hands the ball off, this time to the right side. Trey Campbell looking for the corner. Rams trying to stretch it out. Campbell does get the corner, rounds the corner, finally brought down at about the 42-yard line. He should have another first down for the Rebels.
And Nathan Murray cut him off at the pass, number 34 for the Rams, but not until there was a good yardage gain, but there's a flag on the play. And that could probably be a hold from where it came about. Long discussion here with the umpire and the head official. They're calling it a holding, looks like, against the Rebels.
Probably on the right side where Campbell is trying to get that corner would be my guess where that infraction took place.
Opie Williams is here. Opie Williams, Sam Robertson.
So it'll be after yards were gained, so it will be still first down on the 30-yard line for the Rebels. 73, Tyson Thompson with the holding penalty there.
BCFC All-Star.
Yeah, the Rebels had two on the offensive line. Christian Kraus, the aforementioned, not dressed today.
We got him in the house playing, and we got the two All-Star running backs, Nathan Lund and Trey Campbell, and the quarterback, Scott Borden.
Loss of 10 yards on the play.
Two good receivers that were All-Stars as well, and Kalik Johnson, Deshaun Greenaway.
I don't think I've seen Deshaun on the field tonight at this point. Well, a little bit of a gain there for the Rams on the hold. At least it slowed the Rebels down there after two plays.
Play action pass. Borden connects with Nate Skeet. High throw, but he does bring it down. And the Rams converging, bringing him down finally, likely around the 45-yard line. High throw, and we'll see on the replay, but Skeet was able to bring it down. Great catch for the Rebels.
That was a great catch. A good throw, too, is throwing it a little bit high, so he's the only guy that can catch it. The only problem with it is he's got no help at this point to try to break away guys, but you get the first down. That's all that counts at this point.
Borden still directing traffic. Two backs now behind him. Borden under center. Ennis Horvat blitz looks to be coming. Rams will be offside. That'll be number 35. Borden probably should just throw this one away and take the 5-yard penalty. Now he does in the direction of Nate Skeet, incomplete. This will be offside against the Rams.
Yeah, he's trying to obviously jump the play, trying to figure out the snap count, but the left tackle moved, but I'm sure the number 35 was in the backfield and crossed the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
Deshaun Greenaway isn't on the field. I don't think I see him on our roster tonight either, so that might have been an injury that happened late in the Okanagan Sun game. We didn't see anything happen, but Deshaun maybe something came up during the week of practice.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. This is the third offside penalty for the Rams so far tonight, and they're trying to obviously guess the snap count to get into the backfield. But the key to me, the Rams got to keep Borden in the pocket. They got to make sure that he stands in and make him throw the ball.
So it'll be 1st and 5 for the Rebels as they're just past their 50-yard line. Campbell flexes out as the slot, 3 receivers to the right. Ennis Horvath comes up with the block. Borden, quick throw, look in the direction of Stevenson. Good cover on the play by Kyle Clarat as he was right in Kane Stevenson's hip pocket, and then complete pass.
Yeah, just a quick little hook at 10 yards by Stevenson, and great defensive coverage by Kyle. Knocks the ball away. You can see on the replay here that he gets his hand in to bat the ball out.
Rams speak very highly of Clarat, a first-year player out of Langley Minor, a pretty talented kid, and also a BCFC All-Star this year.
That's pretty impressive to make it All-Star in your first year.
Pressure coming up the middle again for the Rams. Borden throws the ball in the direction of Yitna. Had a linebacker. That's going to get flagged. That was unnecessary. Ball was thrown, incomplete. A little shot, and that will move the sticks.
Yeah, Cam Cross just a little bit of explanation point at the end of the tackle, but that's unnecessary. The ball was well beyond the receiver.
Those are the ones that coaches don't like when you're about to get your defense off
on the replay here. There's well after the play, and it's one of those things that you shake your head as a coach, go, why would you lose your concentration like that, especially in a game like this? But they are young guys, and they play by emotion, and that's what the coaches used as fuel. So these type of things will happen now and then.
Playoff football will probably give you a little bit of latitude, but that will be called playoff or regular season, in my opinion.
I agree with you, and you know, and especially in a playoff game, you had them in third down. Now you give them a fresh set of downs inside your own territory.
Option play, trying to develop, but Borden takes it himself, plunges forward for about 3 yards on the play. Had Campbell coming out of the backfield to run the option to the left, but elected to take the ball straight ahead himself.
Yeah, I think the Rams are probably going to be looking at trying to shut down that option, because that was a successful play they ran against the Okanagan Sun. So you might see Scott running the ball a bit more this evening because of that. They won't be able to get it out to Campbell.
So gain of 4 on the play, we'll call it. 2nd and 6. Rebels on the Ram 40-yard line. Just over 1:15 in the first quarter here at West Hills. Borden in the shotgun. High snap, does bring it down, looks to his right, throws deep down the middle of the seam in the direction of Skeet. He's got him, and that is a touchdown, Rebels. Borden to Skeet connects, and the Rebels now lead 13-0 with the extra point coming.
That was a very nice pass. And you could see that coming as soon as he released from the line of scrimmage. Skeet went right down the seam. He was wide open, and Scott saw him right away and just put it up where the only guy could catch it was going to be Skeet, or it's an incomplete pass. And the defender was just late getting there.
Skeet really proving to be a valuable weapon with Greenaway out of the lineup tonight, as is Yitna, Stevenson, all these guys, lots of talent on the Rebel roster, even without a big piece like Greenaway.
He's got a good set of hands. He's a great possession receiver.
Very quick, too. Kyle Clark with the extra point to make it 14-0. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up, kick is through. And the Rebels now lead 14-0 with just over 1 minute left in the first quarter here at West Hills.
Well, it's not what the Rams wanted, but that's what they've got. So it's one of those things now. You really got to dig deep and find out what type of team you have. Well, this could be a very long evening, and you go back to your hotel room looking a little bit sad and figuring out what did we do wrong, and then your whole year comes back on you. But they got to answer. They got to answer. They've had the field position, the tilt, and that silly penalty that Cross took just allowed these guys to score in the next play. So it's one of those things you got to say, you know, let's get back in this one, put the heads together, and let's go.
I was just about to say the same thing. They had a chance to get their defense off the field, but penalty led to a score by the Rebels, and they now lead 14-0 in the BCFC semifinal. Kyle Clark will be kicking off here to the Rams. Looks like McDonald and Nathan Lund will be deep for the Rams. Clark kicks the ball off in the direction of Nathan Lund. Short kick, but high. Lund camps underneath it. Now cuts, slows himself down, now gets his feet again. Breaks free. Good return by Nathan Lund. Now once again in a roundable scrimmage about their own 45-yard line. He just kind of waited for the pile to develop, and away he went.
Yeah, a few zigs and zags, and he was inside everybody, and you just find the little creases. You can see in the replay here, he's just saying, okay, there's no red guy there, I'll cut this way. Oh, there's a red guy, I'll cut this way. Just a good efficient little return.
So Rams looking to capitalize on the good return here by Lund. 1st and 10 on their own 45. Laguerre still at quarterback. Hands the ball off to Joe Carter off the right side. Cuts into the Rebels. Good run there. Right through the Rebels defense. Joe Carter looks to be very close to the first down. Yeah. He just ran off the right side for the Rams.
That was a nice run. Joe hit the line at a good rate of speed as well. He got to the second level on his third step. And once you get in the second level, then there's a lot more holes. The field gets a lot wider for you.
Was enough for the first down. Rams now on the other Rebel side of midfield here. Looking to answer the Rebel touchdown. Laguerre in the shotgun. Joe Carter right behind him. Looks to his left, throws to his left in the direction of Cleek Mitchell. A little bit of a push-off on the far side. The Rebels are calling for an offensive pass interferences. Cleek, we'll see if we see it on the replay. Cleek kind of pushed off there, but it is an incomplete pass.
Yeah, on the coverage as well, the coverage was tight, so I think there was bumping both ways, so there's probably no call because of that. You can see here they both kind of, I guess, got tangled up more than anything, and not seeing the whole play from the beginning.
Yeah, it's not every day you see the receiver looking for a penalty and the DB looking for a penalty on each other.
So one of those no harm, no foul type plays.
Absolutely. Now we will scrimmage. Second down, 10, the Rams. Last play here of the first quarter, barring a penalty. Fake the jet sweep to Aglinetto. Laguerre comes out, dumps the ball off in the direction of Ryan McDonald. The flags on the play as the ball fell incomplete. Ryan McDonald was there, but it looks to be a penalty against the Rebels.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that would be. It could be contact on a receiver.
That's what I'm thinking.
That was a nice little play with the misdirection happening in the backfield. It just couldn't get into Ryan's hands. But Ryan was covered pretty good. He would have been tackled right at when he caught the ball.
You call it pass interference against the Rebels. That will move the sticks, and the Rams will one more play here in the first quarter.
A little tit for tat here. The Rams create a penalty on the Rebels' last drive, and now the Rebels take a silly penalty on the Rams' next drive.
So this will be the last play of the first quarter, barring a penalty again. Rams are in Rebel territory at about the 46. Handoff to Joe Carter right up the middle. Cuts to his left and brought down on the play by number 8 for the Rebels. Byron McKinnon bringing Joe Carter down after a good little run.
Yeah, again, not bad. Just an off tackle. He's on his own. Just push. Find the seam and get yourself into a situation. They got a second down and 6, second and long 7. Now you got a little bit of a chance to pass or run.
So we'll switch ends. Rams will scrimmage in the Rebel territory. Starting of the second quarter here at West Hills. Once again, we'd like to thank you for joining us. BCFC TV, powered by Remax. BCFC semifinal. For those that aren't aware, there is another semifinal game tomorrow at the Apple Bowl in Kelowna. The number 2 Okanagan Sun will be hosting the number 3 VI Raiders. That should be a heck of a ball game too, as only a few weeks back those two teams tied up at the Apple Bowl in a 31-31 game.
Well, I know the Raiders are really stoked for that one because they feel that they should have won that one up there that they tied. And they seem that they've been playing some pretty good football of late, so it'll be an interesting game to watch. I'm tuning in, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Second and 6.
A little confusion here as we try and start the second quarter.
I'm not sure. It could be something to do with clothing on the Rebels' part. Where the officials are really after this knee pad stuff tonight, checking it out.
And the players are probably saying, hey, we've gotten away from it for 10 weeks now. What's the problem?
I know, I find it kind of, but I can understand it. It's a safety thing, and if it comes down from, there you go, nice.
Pass is in and out of the hands of Ryan McDonald. He had it, and he was just jarred free, or he might have been close to a first down.
Oh, he had that ball in his hands, and number 21 from the Rebels, Marcus Brown, just knocked it free here. You can see on the replay as McDonald makes the catch. Brown comes in and says hello and knocks the ball right out. He caught him right on the elbow.
Rebels had 3 DBs converging in on that. That's what coaches love to see. And the Rams will punt here on third down.
And it wasn't enough for a first down, so even if he caught the ball, they would be in a situation where they'd be trying to figure out if we're going to go for it here or punt. Unfortunately, they didn't complete it, so now they got to punt.
Snap is back, kick is up. Kick is good, kick down the right side by the Rams, pinning the Rebels deeper on their own 10 or 15, cuts to his left. We'll try and make out who had the return. I think it was Yitna on the return. And the Rams were downfield and had good cover on that particular punt.
That was a really nice punt. That was a good high punt. Allows the coverage to come down. And number 8 from the Rene Senko Jr. made the tackle. He was right on top of him, and beautiful blow. You see on the replay here as he tries to make a cut. Rennie comes in, boom, tackle on the ground.
Yitna was on the return for the Rebels, got what he could. Good kick by Jonas Levesque from the Rams. The Rebels will scrimmage at about their own 20-yard line here, first and 10. Wind has died down here at West Hills. Beautiful night of football. Clear, little cold. Borden under center here. He's got Ennis Horvath behind him. Campbell as well. Misdirection play off the right. Kane Stevenson cuts to his right. Now does get into the Rams secondary. Finally brought down. Late flag on the play as Kane Stevenson zipped and zagged and got about 14 on the play.
Yeah, that was a good little run. I don't know if they got the replay up here, but you can see just zigged and zagged his way through the line, and it caught the Rams sleeping a little bit. I think they're looking for Campbell to take the ball. And they get a rough play penalty, it looks like here, against the Rams.
Well, the Rebels are just...
Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought that was a good tackle by number 3, but maybe the deep official obviously thought that he maybe was a little bit late.
So the Rams take another costly penalty, and the Rebels will now scrimmage at their own 49-yard line. Rams look to be blitzing again. Borden swings it out to Skeet. He's got him in the flats. Rams DB right there brings him down very nicely after about a 3-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, number 22, Jacob Dodd, just tracked that down and prevented the play from gaining some good yardage. Because it was a nice little play. He caught Skeet, swing pass, all in motion. He was at full speed when he caught the football, but Dodd made a nice tackle as he tracked that down.
Skeet, tough guy to bring down an open field, so Dodd did a good job there.
Yeah, Skeet's role has been getting more and more and more with the Rebels over the last few weeks, I've noticed. And he is, tonight, obviously, he's a go-to guy.
So Borden, blitz comes again. Borden drops back, quick throw in the direction again of Skeet. He's got it. He should have enough for the first down, pending the spot, as Borden and Skeet connect again.
Again, just a curl pattern at 8 yards. Make the catch. You can see in the replay here. The blitz comes. Scott just looks and throws, and Skeet's hooked up. Boom. Tackle by number 3. That's Balched Dunhanyan. I don't want to try to pronounce that to make it any worse than it is for me to try to figure that out. A great play by number 3 to make the tackle, but first down.
Blitz coming again for the Rams. Borden hands the ball to Campbell straight up the middle into the arms. Still driving his feet. Finally dragged down on the play by number 90 for the Rams, Adam Marchetti. But Campbell, you see the power of Trey Campbell once again. As the feet just didn't stop.
Yeah, you Google his name, and he's under public transportation. He drags so many guys with him. He's like a bus out there.
Feet just never stop, but Campbell gets a good gain of about 6, we'll call it 7 on the play. Looked to be stopped about 2 or 3 yards and managed to get a few extra yards for the Rebels. Again, handoff to Campbell. Rams right there again, but Campbell still trying to churn the feet. Should be close. He might be a little bit short of the first down, but definitely within gamble range for head coach Charlie Kardalickia.
Yeah,
if he doesn't have it.
I think, Coach Kardalickia definitely his first thought is go.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to here for sure. It's less than a yard.
So third down, Borden might be keeping this to himself. He does plunge forward, does have enough for the first down.
This game is brought to you in part.
Yeah, where the officials run in there, you can see that that's definitely a first down.
Physiotherapy, chiropractor, massage, and other health services. Located in Royal.
So the chains will move. Rebels will scrimmage. 1st and 10 on the Ram 39-yard line. Substitutions coming in. Jeremy Druin was just out on the field on a short yardage play for the Rebels. Clock is moving as we're under 11.5 minutes here at West Hills. Rebels still leading 14-0. Looking for more here against the Rams.
Yeah, they've got a good little drive going here.
Borden, stretch play off the left to Trey Campbell, trying to get the corner. They do. Trey Campbell into the Rams. He just breaks the tackle. Does. Finally, he's thrown down right around the 15-yard line. Great run as they run a little stretch play again off the left side to Trey Campbell.
Well, they've certainly seen something on film because that's about the 4th or 5th time this evening they've run that stretch, and you can see on the player, he just caught the edge, and then as soon as he got upfield, he turned on the jet. And it wasn't until number 34, Nathan Murray, grabbed him around the neck and tossed him to the ground. But big yardage and definitely in scoring range now.
Yeah, Campbell got the corner after a great block by Ennis Horvath and Tyson Thompson sprung him, and they pinned the Rams back, and Campbell got the corner, and the rest is history. So first down, Borden looks to his right. Now he's under pressure, scrambles out to his right, points his finger to the end zone, looking in the direction of getting in the end zone. 2 receivers there, but the ball falls incomplete. 2 Rebel receivers and 2 Ram DBs were right there, but the ball falls incomplete.
The start of that play, he had great time to choose anybody he wanted to throw the ball to. And then, but as that happens, and more time there, the defenders have a chance to cover and cover and cover. But you can see on the replay, lots of time to throw. He's just putting it up here and hoping his guy can out-jump the defender. Not successful, so you start all over again with another down.
So it'll be second and 10 for the Rebels, deep in Ram territory at about the 15-yard line. Borden buys so much time with his feet. He's just so athletic and is able to create himself some more time.
Well, he's just a tremendous athlete. he's got some pedigree as playing quarterback at CIS as well. And
plants his feet, looks at the end zone. He's got him. It's Kane Stevenson with a touchdown. A little play-action play from Borden to Campbell. Then he sets his feet and throws a dart into the end zone to number 19, Kane Stevenson, and the Rebels now lead 20-0.
That was just probably one of the best passes I've seen him throw in a few weeks. You can see in the replay, it's a play-action pass, and he just puts a zip on the ball. The only place anybody can catch it is number 19, and just a great play.
That was a dart by by Borden there. And the Rebels keep saying, talking to the coaches before the game, they keep saying he's getting more comfortable, he's getting more settled, and his completion percentage and accuracy seems to just keep getting better.
Well, he seems to be one of the guys that can throw it to somebody that's wide open and overthrow him, but he can thread the needle if need be, 20 yards downfield. But his whole thing is he does things with his feet to keep plays alive, and because of that, all the team around him is going to respond to them. But that was just a tremendous play.
So with the convert now, the Westshore Rebels lead 21-0 over the Langley Rams. Just under 10 minutes left here in the second quarter at West Hills. Again, the Rebels have to like this start, and the Rams have to just be saying, okay, let's just make something positive happen. Get into the locker room, maybe at 21-7 here, and see what happens in the second half.
Yeah, and I know this is a game that the Coach Karlecki had mentioned on. I was watching the BCFC coaches show, and he had mentioned that they want to, have a statement game tonight to tell the rest of the conference as well as the country, because the winner of BC moves on for the Canadian National Championship. That they want to send a statement that here we're a good football team and you got to come through us.
Kyle Clark kicks the ball off here. Short kick, looks to be an onside kick. Joe Carter's there, had the ball came out of his hands. We'll see who touched it last. I think Carter did. And the Rams should scrimmage here. Flag on the play though, likely for talking on somebody's bench, but I think the Rams were the last touch and should have possession here.
It's in the replay here. It bounced out, and maybe it rolled out of bounds. Obviously rolled out of bounds before Rebel could touch it. So Ram footballs, Joe was the last to touch the football. And I'm not sure what the penalty is unless the ball did travel far enough.
It traveled far enough. I think there was some talking, or we will see what head referee calls here.
Oh, rough play against the Rebels.
Yeah, I didn't see that one even on the replay, but perhaps what happened is, I don't know if he was defenseless or somebody. It's after the play though, so it didn't, sorry folks, we couldn't make out what happened there, but it was after the play according to the officials. And the Rams get a break and a 15-yard penalty, moving the ball into Rebel territory.
Yeah, down on Tyrese Hogan, O-lineman, number 50. So maybe it could have been something at the bench, or just as the ball was rolling out of bounds, take somebody out.
Rams will be looking for an answer here. Have the ball, good field position, hand the ball off. Straight ahead, Nathan Lund jumps, a tackler still churning his feet. Drives it, keep driving now. Dragging Rebels with the DBs and linebackers. Finally brought down after about a 6 or 7 yard gain.
Yeah, it was just a tough run with a lot of determination. Try to get what he can, and that's what Nathan does. And he's been like that his entire career. You see on the replay here, he stopped right now. But he just keeps his legs going. He gets a bit of help. A little bit of push, and he picks up another 4 or 5.
Good gain for the Rams and Nathan Lund. Manageable second down here. Rams should be feeding the ball on a steady diet to Nathan Lund, and likely also Cleek Johnson, as those guys are their offensive weapons.
And they've been the leaders for the last couple of years offensively for them as well. And
Laguerre bobbles a snap, does get his hands on it, but the Rebels get in and sack on the play by Jeremy Druin, tossing Laguerre back across midfield into Ram territory, third down.
It's a costly sack too, just so you had a good second down chance here.
Snap was a little bit low here, we'll see.
I think Jeremy
it wasn't that bad, he just took his eyes off the ball.
He just bull rushed his guy and then threw Nathan Lund away to make that tackle. That was a great play by Jeremy.
Jeremy Druin, another BCFC All-Star this year. Congratulations to him. Once again, we'd like to thank C&D Logistics for their partnership with our BCFC All-Stars this year. Clock is moving, 8:15 left, second quarter. Third down here, Levesque will be punting for the Rams. Klassen comes around him to our near side. Snap is good. Levesque kicks the ball to his right. Low line drive kick towards the sidelines. Picked up on the play. No, it missed by Yitna, but the ball goes out of bounds, and the Rebels will scrimmage Probably, well, we'll see where the spot is, but deep in their own territory, probably around the 20-yard line-ish.
Yeah, I think Yitna was trying to think about, I'm able to pick this up, and just skipped underneath his hands. And one of those plays that you sort of look back on and go, oh, well, doesn't matter, we got the football back.
Levesque seems pretty good at placing these punts so far tonight. That's played a hand in the Rams being able to get the Rebels deep, but now they got a hold.
Well, it's one of those things too. As a coach, you teach your punter to punt it towards the sideline, because then you can use the sideline as that 13th guy as you get close to push him out of bounds. Limit some of the return.
So 1st and 10, Rebels on their own 20-yard line. Ennis Horvath and Campbell in the backfield. 3 receivers to Borden's right, 1 to his left. Skeet alone by himself on the top side of the field. Fans getting into it here at Westfield. Borden hands the ball off. Campbell straight up the middle. Rams do a good job and do bring him down after a short gain on the play.
Yeah, just another efficient little run. Get upfield, pick up 5 yards. Marchetti on the tackle. Looks like he's still down.
Yeah, Marchetti did come down to close on that play, and he is the injured Ram on the play.
But yeah, that's what Campbell does. You give him the football. His average throughout the year is around 6.8, I think. And he's been like that through his whole career. He's been pushing it up there, 6.5. So that every time you give him the football, he's going to pick up for 6 yards, and you give it to him twice, he should have a first down. So
Trey Campbell, of course, winning the BCFC rushing title this year. 814 yards on the season. That includes missing, I think, at least 2 games at the start of the season.
Yes, yeah, he did. He missed. He got hurt in the first game of the year. Missed the second one. I think his first game back was game 4, I think.
So good to see number 90 Marchetti up on the play and walking towards the Rams bench.
Yeah, he got a bit of a limp, so a twisted ankle or knee.
Marchetti, a Ram vet, should be back, hopefully back soon for them. After the 5-yard gain, it will be 2nd and 5 here for the Rebels on their own 25-yard line. Rams needing to stop, get the offense back on the field in good field position, have a chance to do so here. Borden, empty backfield. Quick throw, looks to his right, has Barana Yitna. Will be enough for a first down as Yitna cuts, breaks through 2 Ram defenders, holding the ball very loosely, but is able to hit the turf, and the Rebels will remove the sticks.
Yeah, just a wide open play. You know, he had the first down as soon as he caught the football, and he picks up about another 6 or 7 before Isaiah Stewart, number 29, comes to make the tackle. But you can see on the replay here, again, if you keep your feet moving, there's things that are going to happen good for you.
That ball was exposed, but the Rams were unable to swat it free of Yitna. The Rebels will move the chains here at their own 40-yard line. Borden directing traffic. Blitz looks to be coming for the Rams. Borden, quick throw behind Barana Yitna there. That would have been a tough catch as the ball was behind him, and there's a roughing the passer play on the Rams for a 15-yard penalty.
Oh, got a 15 or a face mask penalty against somebody into the backfield, somebody on the O-line probably. But this pass here, yeah, I think Scott just threw it too hard, and it wasn't any chance. It was behind Yitna.
Was the face mask on the play against the Rams. Moves the stick, and so far today, Paul, we've seen the Rams take the bulk of the penalties and not the Westshore Rebels.
Yeah, and I think that's just a lot of it is effort, just trying to make a play happen. You're down 21-0 and trying to get something going, but unfortunately it works against you sometimes. And that puts you midfield, Rebels at midfield, and a chance here to go up big into halftime.
Borden under center, he's got 2 backs behind him. Hands the ball off to Ennis Horvath right up the middle. The big fullback does carry forward for probably about a 4-yard play. Helmet flies off, but the Rebels will scrimmage probably after a 4-yard play. 4-yard gain by Ennis Horvath.
Yeah, I think you got to give the ball to the fullback now and then, just to tell the defense, we have this play in our playbook, so you can't key on number 4 or 5 all the time.
Welcome today to the game.
A little bit of frustration happening with that helmet being ripped off. It's one of those things that used to be the player would have had been sent off the field, but because it was taken off by the face mask, which it had to be, no harm, no foul.
Borden in the shotgun, screen pass out to Campbell, catches it, darts to his left, breaks free, breaks the tackle, dragging a guy. Now finally dropped down at about the 31-yard line as Trey Campbell runs a little screen pass and is able to get it more than enough yards for the first down.
That was a nice little play because at the end of it, everybody was downfield blocking. And you can see here as soon as Campbell catches the ball, all the linemen are out in front trying to help him out. Everybody get a guy and try to make a block. Yitna didn't, but that's okay.
Isaiah Stewart was hanging on there, ball for the Rams. Looked out, waiting for help as he was trying to hold on to Campbell and by the jersey and drag him down. So 1st and 10 now. Rebels knocking on the door yet again. 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Borden in the shotgun. Looks to his left. Throws down the seam, straight down the seam. Ram trying to get there, does get there in time. Kane Stevenson was the intended target as the ball kind of just hung up there a little bit, allowing the Rams defense to come in and make a play.
That was a good play. On the replay here, you can see that Stevenson was wide open down the seam, and number 9, Kieran Benedito, comes across and just knocks that ball away. That was a good play by Kieran.
And I think if Borden was able to lead him more towards the goalpost, he would have had a touchdown there, but the ball kind of just threw a straight arrow right down the middle of the field.
Yeah, they're on tonight. Borden is passing, it's there. The Rams are making plays on some of those ones that they are knocking away.
Second down, Borden throws down the seam, this time to the right in the direction of, good play there by the Rams as Yitna was there, and the Rams defender made a great play knocking that one loose.
Well, that was, again, the same type of play they just ran previously, just down the seam, and he had him wide open. He had a step on the defender.
Textbook defensive back play there as the Rams knocked that ball loose and falls incomplete on the play. That was Oliveira with a great defensive play, number 19 for the Rams. And Kyle Clark will come out here, I believe, and now try and kick a field goal.
That'll be a 39-yard try.
Well within his range. Clock is ticking here, 4:21 left in the second quarter. Rebels are looking to extend their lead to 24. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up, looks to be left. Is left on the play, and now the Rams can bring it out. I think that's Cleek Johnson. Is that Cleek dancing around?
I think it was
tough to see. It was number 34 on the play.
Nathan Murray.
Yeah, Nathan Murray with the return there, and the Rams hold and now get the ball back with 4:04 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, the goal on those is get the ball out of the end zone. Doesn't matter how far, just because the ball would be moved to the 20 at the very least. Gives you some field position to work with again.
So Rams looking for something here before the half. They've got 4:04 left here.
Yeah, the Rebels used up a lot of time there, put a nice drive together. They helped with a few penalties that the Rams took, but no harm, no foul. The Rams start just down by the 3 touchdowns.
At their own 20, play action pass. Laguerre flings it out to Cleek Johnson, catches it. Gandry right there and brings Cleek down after maybe a yard on the play. The ball was out, Cleek kind of bobbled it, and Gandry was able to throw him to the turf.
No, I'll be throwing to him all night. He's the leading receiver in the BCFC with 52 catches on the year, and I'll be trying to get the ball in his hands this entire evening.
At Gandry with a great play, shed in the block, and Nick Aguiletto was able to just get down. There wasn't offside on the play. But Gandry with a good defensive play, another Rebel defender who their coaches certainly feel was all-star worthy as well.
Yeah, they got a couple guys that were overlooked that I think some of the eyebrows were raised. Same with the Rams got Kyle in there, but there's a couple of guys in there in the Ram defensive backfield that also deserved the recognition, or at least a look. And they probably did get a look in the coaches' meetings.
Klassen was able to catch the ball in the Rams backfield. Should be close to the first down as he's thrown out of bounds at the Rebel bench. Klassen just kind of leaked out there and was able to get 4 on the play.
You can see Shane Beatty there getting all over his defensive backs there for allowing this to happen. But he's an intense guy. He even gets mad at you if you lose the coin toss.
So it's good 4 yards there on the play. Rams will have 2nd and 1 at their own 29-yard line.
Well, it's important here for the Rams just to get the first down. You know, get the first down, keep the ball, try to get something going here before halftime. 3 minutes coming up. And
Toss out here, this to the near side here. Joe Carter trying to get the corner. The Rebels do a great job. Chris Larson, what a play on the defensive end spot. Drags him down on the play, and he is not going to get the first down.
I was kind of surprised that they try to run wide. It's hard to run wide against the Rebels. They got such a quick team, and Chris Larson, number 7, just tracked that down. And it was for, like you say, a good 6-yard loss, which in punting position and less than 3 minutes to go, and the Rebels have another opportunity possibly to add to their score.
Larson, great play there from his defensive end position, able to run Carter down. Big man like that, showing his feet as the Rams tried to stretch it to the sidelines. I probably would have personally gone right at the Rebels defense there on 2nd and short, not tried to run to the sidelines.
I agree with you. I've always felt that run at them, directly at them, they have a harder time defending that than they do chasing you down because they are so quick.
3-minute warning here at West Hills. Levesque will be punting for the Rams. Rebels should get good field position out of this one. Snap is good. Levesque kid almost blocked on the play, but he is able to get it away.
Yeah, flag down.
Ball is kicked to right around the midfield mark, picked up by Gandry. No yards on the play there by the Rams, but I believe there might be a roughing the kicker. Now another penalty on the play. There's going to be 3 different infractions as the Rams punter is hurt on the play.
I think we've got roughing the kicker, obviously. We've got no yards, and Nate Skeet took out, unnecessarily well after the play, took out a Ram player, which is, you can see here at the end of the play, Nate Skeet come in and just put somebody on the ground, and the officials will throw a flag on that every time because that's player protection. So this should end up being, I would think, a 15 plus 15 minus 5. So it'll be, 25-yard penalty.
Wait to see and make sure it is roughing the kicker, not contact to the kicker.
That's true.
But I think it probably is the roughing variety. We haven't seen a signal yet. Because the Rams trainers tend to.
That's Levesque, isn't it?
I think that's. I see number 6 there. It looks like Levesque. We'll wait to see the calls. Here they come. Should be 2 against the Rebels and 1 against the Rams. It is roughing. Yeah, it was two penalties against the Rebels, roughing the kicker and unnecessary roughness. 30 yards there. They didn't mention the no yards. I think the only reason there is he got more than the 5-yard for the penalty there, so that penalty probably was washed off. His return was greater than the 5-yard no yard penalty. Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't at least acknowledge that there was a no yards penalty. That would be declined or, whatever.
Levesque is up and making his way gingerly to the Rams bench, but good to see that. Hopefully he will be back. It's just punting so far has been pretty successful for the Rams.
He's what's keeping the, honestly, in my opinion, he's kept the score at 21-0 with his punting.
So big break for the Rams. Let's see if they can capitalize. There's 2:34 left in the second quarter. Rams will have good field position here as they're just shy of their own 50-yard line. We'll call it the 49. Levesque just now gets to the Rams bench, and the Rams offense will take over, and 1st and 10 on their own 49. Laguerre on the shotgun, hands the ball off. Joe Carter going nowhere on the play as Jeremy Druin was standing there with waiting arms, threw Joe Carter to the ground after no gain.
Yeah, Jeremy's he's not playing in the backfield, but he's controlling that line of scrimmage for sure.
Druin, we've talked about him before, such a force, such a strong presence in the middle of that Rebel defense.
Well, I'm not sure on his background, but somebody was saying he played at the University of Manitoba last year or 2 years ago, but he is for his size, he's not really tall, but he sure is strong.
So no gain on the play, Rams will scrimmage, 2nd and 10. Laguerre, passing situation here. Druin coming in again on him, has Nick Aguiletto. That should have the first down. There is a flag on the play. This might be a push-off on the Rams receiver as it's in that area, but it might also be on the defender. But I think this one might be a push-off.
It looked like for him to be that wide open.
No, it's going to be against the Rebels. I thought because he had that much separation on the play that there might have been a little bit of push-off, but it appears it's going to be against the Rebels. Aguiletto with a big catch there, moving the sticks.
First down play.
Here it comes. Get ready.
Legal contact against the Rebels. The penalty will be declined because he did have enough for the first down. And the Rams move into Rebel territory at about the 50-yard line with just couple ticks over the 2-minute mark here in the second quarter at West Hills.
Along with these penalties and this little drive here that the Rams put together, you know, they're hopefully can come away with some points, but more importantly, keep the ball from the Rebels so that they're not going to have an opportunity to keep going something else before halftime.
Clock is ticking here. Laguerre in the shotgun. Looks down, looks flushed away, does get away from Drew and into the breaks another, makes Byron McKinnon miss, then slides down. Great run by Laguerre as he gets about 14 or 15 on the play. First now Druin's hurt on the play, gets by Drew and then makes a great move on Byron McKinnon.
Now you can see here he just broke the tackle from Druin, but just kept his feet going. Just get upfield and keep going. And then the smart thing, get down on the ground when you get your first down.
Byron McKinnon just kind of lunged at him and left his feet, and that's why he wasn't going to make a tackle on Laguerre and doing that.
Yeah, the way he's shaking his knee there, his left knee, it could just be a little twist when the quarterback spun off him on trying to make the tackle.
Druin, big part of the Rebels defense. He will go to the sidelines here. Rams at the Rebel 35-yard line, looking to score here before the half. Clock is moving now, 1:40 left. Laguerre hands the ball up. Joe Carter straight up the middle with Druin not there. He is able to get about 4 on the play, well, it looks like, before he's dropped to the turf by Larson.
It was not bad. He got in the backfield. The defensive end on the Rebels' left defensive end came downhill pretty quickly and had a hold of him before he got into the line of scrimmage, but he shook that tackle off.
With gain of only 3 on the play. We thought it was 4 or 5, but positive yards to the Rams, and they will be second and, well, call it 6. With the clock ticking, under a minute and a half left. Rams looking for a score at the Rebel 31-yard line. Laguerre, quick drop, ball is tipped and intercepted on the play by, I believe, number 21.
Marcus Brown.
Marcus Brown, another big play by Marcus Brown. There's like, we'll wait for the replay to see who tipped that pass and it fell into the arms of Marcus Brown.
We got a penalty on the play, so that's nullified. It's offside Rebels. Yeah, just tipped by Larson. Looked like he was the one that got up high on that one. I think it was Larson. But it's offside Rebels.
Offside against the Rebels. Didn't see who that was. Maybe that might have been Larson as he was.
That could be, yes.
Big break for the Rams as they were looking to potentially have to defend here in the last minute 14, but now they will keep their foot on the offensive gas, trying to get in the end zone here before the half.
Little breaks like that sometimes allow you to do some positive things, and you know, hopefully the Rams have an opportunity here to end this drive with some points.
Rams are moving. Laguerre in the shotgun, looks to his right, but comes back down the seam. It's almost intercepted there. He had it in his hands. That was number 27. McPhail Silver had a shot for an interception at about the 5, but couldn't come down with it.
Yeah, the ball should have been released a little bit quicker, in my opinion. You can see on the replay here, he put a little bit of air underneath it. He had the player wide open, but he had him open, and then McPhail Silver just comes zipping across and get his hands on it.
Yeah, the Rebels have been playing 2 safeties at different times today, too, so that middle of the field is a crowded neighborhood, so to speak, with Robbie Lowe's also back there as well.
Oh, here's their first third down gamble.
Third down gamble. He's in the shotgun, surprisingly, here on 3rd and short. Again, tosses it out to Carter, trying to get the edge. This time he does get it on Carter, or on Larson, and should be very, very close to a first down.
Where they're marking that, it's going to be, they'll have to.
He's got the line.
It looks like he's got over the line, so they should be okay.
They're going to measure it. That time he was able to get ahead of Larson and get the corner on him. You'll see here on the replay, the Rams kind of pull a couple of the guard and the center. Carter was able to get. Yeah, I think the spot, looking at the replay, looks to be about right. We'll see if he's got the first down.
Yeah, that Larson was in the backfield so quick.
What do you think? Do you think he's got it, Paul?
I thought he didn't, but on the second roll, when he was on top of the player on the replay, I thought, yeah, okay, he's got it.
Does have it by about a third of the football, but the Rams will take it and move the sticks. First down, Rams at the Rebel 25-yard line.
Yeah, Eddie Nagoya made the tackle there, and the only thing he can do when you take a guy like as big and strong as Joe Carter is you just cut him, and it's always forward progress. When your knee goes down, where the football is.
Don't see Jeremy Druin back in the Rebel defense yet, but we'll watch for that in the second half. Rams looking to get in the field goal range or potentially get touchdown. Blitz coming right up the middle. Rams pick it up quite nicely. Laguerre trying to break free, but he is in the clutches and finally dropped down. Thought he might be able to sneak free there as the Rams look to have stopped the Rebel blitz, but the Rebels were able to bring him down.
You can see if there's a replay here. You can see on the replay, he had his clock in his head, just went going so quickly, and he's like, there's no way you're going to throw the football downfield when you're so concerned what's going on around you for the blocking and with the rush.
Great block there by Carter, but his quarterback couldn't sneak free. Clock is moving. We're under 40 seconds left here. Rams looking for something here before the half. Second and we'll call it 13. Laguerre on the shotgun. Blitz coming again. This time Carter picks it up again. Ball's out. Ball is caught by Kalik Mitchell. Down and smartly out of bounds. Should have more than enough for a first down. Getting out of bounds and stopping the clock.
Kalik Johnson.
Great play by Kalik Johnson, and the sticks move as the Rams look to get in the end zone.
Yeah, just a deep out. Just make it happen.
Olmsted and Company. Chartered professional accountants. Locally owned and operated.
Oh, he didn't get enough for a first down. I thought he had more than enough, but let's see, about a yard short, perhaps. Another looks like third down play here. Another third down play here for the Rams. With a timeout, Rams.
See what Sean Olsen's got up his sleeve here.
Timeout Revs.
It'd be huge for the Rams to get into the end zone. Obviously, just to be down 2 scores starting second half.
There you go. There's some.
While we have a second, just want to thank you again for joining us on BCFC TV, powered by Remax. Reminder, tomorrow's game, the other semifinal in the BCFC, the visiting VI Raiders playing the home team Okanagan Sun, 1 p.m. at the Apple Bowl. That should be a dandy, and I know many people out there talking feel that game could be a 3 or 6 point game either way.
Well, it's like we said earlier, the Raiders had success up there a couple weeks ago, just after the Labor Day bye, with the 31-all tie, but it's one of those games that you just never know. It's a playoff time, and the Raiders travel pretty good too. They're not afraid to travel because they like to stay overnight. That was a good play.
Rams do get enough for a first down. Laguerre kind of just sidesteps the Rebels defender and is able to sneak free for a good gain and moves the sticks here for the Rams. Clock will be moving here though. As soon as they set, now it is 20 seconds left. Rams need to hurry here. Laguerre under pressure slings the ball towards the end zone. Probably going to be pass interference. Doesn't really matter on the play, as I think Kalik Johnson came down with that for a Ram touchdown.
I think that might be on Kalik though.
Think it's a push off?
Well, it looked like he jumped up over top of me and made contact.
Rebels are pointing that way. Let's see it on the replay. Boy,
it looked like a push off.
Boy. They're going to call that, I think, against the Rams. There was definitely hand fighting on both guys, but
Exactly.
Yeah, he did definitely push off, but it was one of those ones that the defender was right there too, hand fighting.
Tough break for the Rams there as Kalik did get into the end zone, but this will be a pass interference against him, number 23.
That's a big penalty too now. You got 2 plays here, 12.2 seconds left in the half, and you're still on first down. You got to go to the end zone and then kick a field goal if you don't score, I think.
Yeah, you definitely take one shot here. If it doesn't work out, send the field goal team, I would think, get some positive points before the half and then head to the locker room. But if the Rams get their way, they will be in the end zone. Laguerre drops back, sets up a screen play. Ball is knocked and intercepted. What a play by number 6, Kent Hicks. Great play. We'll see how that one on the replay as he looked to just dump it over his head, but couldn't.
Now you can see they're trying to set up the screen pass here, but Kent just came, he read it, and he got it off his feet. Athletic play to knock that ball down and pick it up before it hits the ground.
Kent showing pretty good hops there, getting up and catching that one and bringing it down.
And the BCFC All-Star defensive end this year, Kent Hicks.
Yeah, no credit card vertical there by Kent. As he was able to get himself in the air and come down with that ball, stopping the Rams' drive and likely making this a 21-0 score at the half, which is 7 seconds left.
Yeah, I would think you never know. I thought the Rebels might kneel down here, but maybe they're going to say, let's see, we just got a break. Great play by their defensive end, Hicks. Let's put it up and see if we can bury these guys here before halftime.
Rebels at the 40-yard line look to be passing here potentially, although Campbell is standing beside Borden. Borden does drop back to throw the ball, looks deep, does take a shot, has hit the ball just out of his way as he had a step and he was going to the end zone if he came down with that one.
No, he ran by him. He put the burners on and he was gone. And just a little bit too long of a throw.
Rebels tried to make something happen here right before the half. Coach Charlie Karlickia looks to be potentially have something else up his sleeve here. Always aggressive, always trying to get more points, not taking knees, trying to put the dagger in here against the Rams on the road with the visiting team on the road. Well,
he was a receiver when he played for the Rebels. He was all-star receiver as well, and so Charlie, his mindset is let's throw. But I know when you got a guy like number 4 in the backfield too, I think you got to lean towards some running as well, which they do. They balance it out pretty good.
So this should be the last play of the first half. Nope, we've got to delay a game. That'll be third down, but I think the Rebels will keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, I don't think they really care that much.
Either way, it will be the last play, whether it's second down here.
Yeah, the Rebels are pretty balanced this year. They passed for 2,179 yards, and they ran for 2,184. So they had not real big plays throwing the football either. There was 15, 20 yarders. They didn't throw a lot of long passes.
Is a loss of down for the Rebels, but that, as we mentioned, does not matter here, which is 1.6 ticks left on the clock here till a half. Now I'm guessing they might run the ball. We'll see what Coach Karlickia has up his sleeve. Borden is in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Looks to be throwing here. Looks to his right, now throws back to his, scrambles to his left. Under pressure, slings it up to Trey Campbell. He's got it. Last play, Campbell looking for blocks. Rams just trying to get him on the turf. Campbell kind of outran his blocks as he's so fast, but the Rams are able to bring him down. And that should be the last play of the first half, as there's no flags on the field. Now we do have a flag. That one will be applied at the start of the third quarter. Somebody probably said something.
I'm not sure what was going on there, but that was not a bad play that they ran there. The Campbell just sort of leaked out of the backfield, was waiting, but I think it was a call play. I think once the lineman recognized the pass, because they got downfield pretty quickly on it. This could be an unnecessary roughness penalty against one of the teams.
My mistake. It looks like both teams are going back to the benches here. Thought this was going to be a flag where they would just apply it at the start of the third quarter, but I think the Rebels are going to get another crack. Unnecessary roughness call against them. Yeah, well, sorry, shouldn't have second-guessed myself there, Paul. It is going to be applied at the start of the third quarter.
There was Marchetti took that penalty. Did you say number 90?
Number 90, Adam Marchetti with the penalty. So that one will be applied at the start of the third quarter. That is the half at West Hill Stadium. Once again, the score is the Westshore Rebels 21. The Langley Rams no score for the Rams. I think if they could have got in the end zone there on that last drive, that could have given them some big-time momentum headed into the third quarter. And unfortunate for them, Kent Hicks made a big play to stop that drive.
Oh, yeah, and, the Rams right now, they've got to be thinking, what can we do? We're trying everything. We're completing some passes. We've got not bad runs, but we just can't make things happen. And the Rebels have this confidence about them that is just, it's infectious amongst the whole team. And once they start believing in each other, they start playing some pretty good football and just continue to grind and grind and grind.
So many weapons.
Sorry, Tyler.
Go ahead, Paul.
But the Rams now they're only down 3 scores. A chance to get in the change room and just talk about some of the things that were positive and come out and win the third quarter. Once you win the third quarter, then win the fourth quarter, and you see how close you are at the end of the day.
That's the key. After that first drive where the Rebels were able to score, I kind of thought, oh boy, hopefully this isn't a long night for the Rams. They were able to settle in. They held the Rebels a couple times, got the field position tilted back in their favor, had some success throwing the ball. To keep Kalik Johnson having some success running the ball, but just to have, unfortunately for them, the only negative part is nothing to show for it on the scoreboard as they have the goose egg.
Yeah, and the Rebels' defensive line's controlling the line of scrimmage right now too, so there's a lot of pressure on Laguerre as the passer, and they can't run that stretch play. They've got to, in my opinion, they got to run up the middle a bit more.
For the Rebels, they're still doing this again, as we mentioned, without Deshaun Greenaway. Not sure what injury he is, but you can see the depth that the Rebels have, and even in a playoff game, they still keep showing it with the offensive talent like Borden and Campbell and Stevenson and Yitned. Austin Lindo-Brow and Nate Skeet. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Well, I think one of the toughest tasks they had this week was choosing the 40 guys that are going to be on the roster tonight.
No kidding, and definitely even on the defensive side of the ball too. Lots of talent, lots of depth, and the Rebels have a lot of confidence as the playoffs loom. And now, with the fact that they're going to be staying home, assuming they can prevail in this game, that has to play into it as well as they look to host potentially. Not to think the Rams can't come back here in the second half, but a showdown again with the Okanagan Sun or a showdown with their island rivals from Nanaimo.
Oh yeah, and I think at the end of the day, that's what their whole goal was: win first place so they can play on their own turf to end this season before they move on, if they do move on out of province.
So we'll take a break here at the half. Once again, the score: the Westshore Rebels 21, the Langley Rams no score. Thank you for joining us on BCFC TV, powered by Remax. We'll be back for the third quarter.
TELUS presents mind-blowing pure fiber facts. Today's topic, crystal clear video chats. Ah, I see you're catching up with your brother, Jerry. Ooh, yikes. Look at the quality of that video chat. Did you know the upload and download speeds of pure fiber make chats so clear it would be like your brothers in the same room? TELUS Pure Fiber. Video chats reimagined.
There's a huge need for support for youth with mental health challenges. About 1 in 5 Canadians on any given day will be facing a mental health issue, and most of those experiences begin among teenagers and young adults. The Booster Buddy app project was incredibly important to us at Island Health. We have known for a long time that there was a need to provide help and assistance to people whenever they need it, wherever they are. Then we can help people get through moments of crisis, and we can help give them hope and a sense of ability that they can get through it. Young people who had mental health issues and their families, brought them all together in one room and asked them what they wanted to get from a mental health app. Most of the vision and the story and the look and feel were really driven by them. That's a tremendously valuable thing that happened with the Booster Buddy project. It wasn't something created in an academic silo, but it was really a grassroots movement that tapped into that lived experience. We were working with a young man with psychosis. He was really struggling and needing to come into emergency frequently because of the severity of his symptoms. I asked him if he would try the app to give me some feedback. When he opened it, his face lit up and he said, "Wow, this is going to be a game." I asked him to use it for 2 weeks, and every day that week he would come by my office and tell me how the app had helped him. And he didn't visit the emergency those 2 weeks. I've had the privilege of hearing every day the impact it has on people's lives. That alone is astonishing.
This app kept me alive.
I'm 16 years old and struggling with mental illness. This app has really changed my life.
I wanted to let you know that I was in deep depression last year, but Booster Buddy helped me crawl out.
It's silly, but I actually cried the first time using the app.
With everything in me, I thank you. Thank you once again for saving my life.
I'd hoped that a few hundred people would install Booster Buddy here in Victoria, but since then we've had over 80,000 people use the app from countries all over the world, and they are saying that it's saving their lives. It's an astonishing experience to be able to have that kind of impact, and I want to thank Coast Capital Savings for allowing me to be a part of that and allowing Island Health to reach so many people all over the world.
Coast Capital's role is we're the tour sponsor of the Canadian Cancer Society's Cops for Cancer tour. It's a cause that's really important to a lot of our staff. I mean, who hasn't been touched by cancer?
I've had a lot of family members affected by cancer. Knowing that all that I watched my family members go through when they fought this disease, you would never ever want a child to have to face that.
This is an opportunity that we can work towards a cause to make the lives of kids who are suffering from cancer just a little bit better, even for a short period of time, by sending them to camp.
Camp Good Times is one of the most amazing parts of being a Cops for Cancer rider.
Every single year, the tour actually gets the opportunity to go to camp, and it is a magical place.
I would just say, after you spend time at Camp Good Times, two things change forever. Your definition of what is courage is never the same, and your definition of I've had a bad day is never ever the same. And every time you're climbing a tough hill, you know this is really nothing compared to what the children and their families go through.
And that's what helps me. I just think of the battle they have to battle, and it's really not comparable.
Coast Capital's promise is to build a richer future for youth. That's why this particular campaign is such a good fit for us.
Having Coast Capital involved is so helpful, and just having a good, consistent, strong sponsor allows you to be a much bigger help for families.
Our staff do an amazing job of spearheading some excellent fundraising campaigns, and they're just extremely passionate about this cause. These kids are going through so much, and what a better opportunity to sort of help them through that journey that they're going on and build a better future for them.
TELUS presents mind-blowing pure fiber facts. Today's topic, watch and record 4K at the same time. Can't decide which of your favorite 4K shows to watch, Susan? Well, with pure fiber, you can watch and record 4K simultaneously. TELUS Pure Fiber. TV reimagined.
My name is Chris Gress, and I am the brewmaster and partner in Red Arrow Brewing. We opened in June of last year, so we've just passed our first fiscal year. It's a pretty exciting and fun time for craft beer in BC in general, and we're very excited to be, the first microbrewery in the Cowichan Valley. We didn't really want to do things the way that most other breweries or a lot of other breweries like to do them, so we really kind of stuck with some of our ideas of some of the beer styles and our original arrangement of beers, and some of them have worked very well and some of them needed a little bit of tweaking, but overall I think it's really kind of paying off for us to kind of do things our own way in the marketing side and specifically the merchandising side. A lot of people say that our merchandising program is beyond what is really kind of expected for a brewery, but this is a really significant part of our business that we're very proud of. Well, we're open 7 days a week, and people can come in and get a tour. They can pick up some merchandising or read about local craft industry or learn a little bit about the area. Growler fills, we do just an extraordinary amount of growler fills. We invite food trucks in over the summer, and now we're running our own food truck Wednesday to Sunday, and we're just going to start incorporating that with different events in the valley and tourism. We have a local celebrity, if you will, Dan Hudson, who's joined us to put up some pretty exciting products from the food truck. He's a great chef. He's been on some national TV programs, Top Chef Canada and Chopped, I believe. Just a treat to work with another person that's just so passionate about the things that they do and the things that they create, and it just shows in the product that comes out. I really, really enjoy what I do, and we're really fortunate to have the people involved that we have involved. And I believe I've said already, it's a pretty exciting time for craft beer industry in BC and tourism in the valley.
Welcome to Roll Focus Productions.
I'm Amanda and this is Mike, and we're here to help you create engaging video content.
We start with a face-to-face meeting to learn about your brand and the message you'd like to convey.
Then we work together to create a script that tells your story in an engaging and entertaining way.
Whether it's a standard studio setup, off-road with GoPros and gimbals, or in the air with our drone camera, we have the tools to capture the ultimate shot.
From there, we piece it all together in the Edit Suite, leveraging state-of-the-art software and a creative vision to bring your story to life.
And to cap it off, we have marketing plans to ensure your video lands on the timelines and feeds of the customers that matter most to you.
But why invest in a video at all?
Studies have shown that consumers are at least 64% more likely to purchase a product that has been laid out in a video.
And websites with professional video generate 4 to 7 times more engagement and response rates.
Simply put, video is the future of content marketing.
Have a first impression that also makes a connection and leaves your customers wanting more.
We've worked with some of the biggest brands in Canada, but our mission is simple.
Provide video at an affordable price for customers here at home.
So whether you're looking to promote your business, broadcast your event, or showcase your brand, let's get in touch.
Roll Focus Productions, video for Vancouver Island.
Welcome back to West Hill Stadium, folks. Thank you again for joining us on BCFC TV, powered by Remax. Just about ready to start the third quarter here. Once again, the score of the Westshore Rebels as they come to the field here, leading the Langley Rams 21-0. Rams could have capitalized here with some big plays right before the half. Unfortunately, they're still stuck at a goose egg. Let's see if they can make some big plays and start the third quarter and get themselves back in this ball game.
Well, it's one of those things that they got to do right now. Is they got to take advantage of this third quarter, but unfortunately they got a 15-yard penalty on the kickoff, so wherever they're going to be, if they receive, I can't recall if they received the ball to start that. Sorry, they will receive the ball, but the Rebels can pound it deep and make them start inside, well in their own territory.
So the Rams are making their way back to the field now. They will line up. Once again, for those that are going to be tuning in tomorrow, the Okanagan Sun will be hosting the VI Raiders 1 p.m. at the Apple Bowl. That game will be also seen on BCFC TV, powered by Remax. But we've got a half of football here to go. The Rams, again, hoping for something fast, hoping to make this potentially a two-score game if they can get in the end zone and then see what happens. And again, I think they weathered the storm after the initial touchdown all right, but just didn't, unfortunately, have nothing to show for it.
That's correct. And I have some first half stats here. For the Rams rushing, they were 14 carries for 84 yards. Nathan Lund was the leading rusher at 4 carries for 37. In the passing department, Leclerc was 4 of 11 for 44 yards. And net offense, had 115 yards, they had 10 first downs, and had 7 penalties for 70 yards. On Rebels side, they were 13 for 33 on the ground, with Trey Campbell 6 carries for 104 yards. Borden was 9 of 18 for 151 yards, with Nate Skeet catching 5 of them for 94. and they had 284 yards total. They had 15 first downs, and they had 9 penalties for 71 yards. So from a penalty point of view, that's where they're tied. So
thank you to Jamie Chester and the Rebels stat crew here for getting us those halftime stats. The penalty is, the kickoff is up. They do kick it deep. I thought we might see an onside kick, but it does come down to about the 5-yard line. Ryan McDonald cuts to his right, does get behind a couple blockers. Good return by McDonald, pushed out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Good return after the 15-yard penalty, pushed the Rams back.
Yeah, I didn't know going to push him out of bounds there, but that was a good return by Ryan. He got upfield pretty quick, and he got his feet moving. And that's about where you would start if the ball was kicked off 15 yards deeper. You can see here he just used the sideline for his friend just to say, I'm going there, and you want to knock me out of bounds, that's fine. I just picked up 30 yards.
Thought the Rebels might be aggressive right off the hop and take a shot at maybe an onside kick, but they do elect to kick the ball deep. And the Rams will take over, 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line.
It looks like Jeremy Duran's back on the field.
Good to see for the Rebels. Flags are down. Laguerre under pressure, and he is sacked, I believe, by Druin on the play, making his presence known right back in the lineup. But there are a couple of flags on the play.
Yeah, that could be offside on the Rebels who came down so quick there. You see on the replay here, Jeremy's coming in, you left the screen, number 69 just bull rushes through and then creates opportunities all the time. But again, offside against the Rebels. Gives the Rams an opportunity here to hang on to the football for another couple of plays.
They will move the ball 5 yards ahead. It'll be 1st and 5. Rams looking for something quick here in the 3rd quarter, trailing 21-0. It will be 1st and 5 on their own 35-yard line. Laguerre barks the signals. Robbie Lowe's looks to be coming up on the play. They do run the jet sweep. Not going to make it around the corners. Chris Larson drags him down for probably about a 10-yard loss on the play.
Again, it's one of those things that running wide and the Rebels trying to stretch the field is very difficult because of the team speed. So it's one of those things that at the end of the day, you got to change how you're going to do this, or at least have some misdirection coming back. So there is the threat of a reverse or some sort of play that's going to keep people in their place.
Chris Larson made a great play there, and just once again shows how fast he is. He's a tough guy to get the corner on.
Well, he's so tall and lanky that it's, and he plays that out of a 2-point stance. He's just a little bit wider than the tackle, so his tackle's got to have good feet to get out and get him.
Second and long, pressure again, and brought down again. This time by number, that might have been E.T.
Linebacker, E.T. got in
came
there.
Right up the blitz. You'll probably see it on the replay here. And Laguerre had nowhere to go, and he was buried for yet another loss.
He didn't even have a chance to set his feet. Eddie was in there right away.
He just came right in. You see 69 Druin right there after he made a little swim move there. He was right there as well. But E.T. was there for the sack, and the Rams, although they looked at have something going, now will be sending out the punt team, kicking in the shadows of their own goalposts.
Yeah, they went backwards in those couple plays.
Is that Levesque? Is he back? It looks like Levesque is back in. Jonas Levesque for kicking for the Rams. Kicks the ball, shorter kick, but it is high. Number 3, Gandry catches the ball, the Ram 53-yard line, cuts to his right, trying to get the corner, does. Brought down finally on the play at about the 27-yard line, we'll call it, but a good return for the Rebels. Flags all over the field now after the play.
That was a good return. He just got the ball and worked to his right, get upfield as quickly as he can, and just you run over to real estate at some point with 27 Isaiah Stewart making the tackle. And you see on the replay here, a lot of little talking going on right now. So guys are trying to get those little extra shots in, and we got Wander. I think the referees after tonight's game, they're going to have tendonitis in the elbow if they've thrown so many flags.
Lots of flags all over the field here. We'll sort all this out.
Got an injury on the field as well.
Looks like a Ram player down on the play as he's being attended to. Can't see the number as he is on his back. Referees are huddled up.
Got rough play against the Rebels and unsportsmanlike conduct against the Rebels.
They won't like that as they had good field position deep in the Ram territory. Now will probably be pushed back 25 yards, maybe even 30 if it's two 15s.
Yeah, and I've been saying this all year, and I've been proved wrong as well. These are the type of penalties that the Rebels shouldn't be taking. At some point, it's going to cost them, and unfortunately, it could be that big game that they're hoping to win. And you don't need that stuff. I understand the unnecessary roughness one because sometimes those are effort penalties, but the extra 10 yards just for talking, that's completely unacceptable. Those are just all selfish penalties.
Yeah, the Rebels have been playing Russian roulette with the flags all year, it seems, this year. And thus far have gotten away with it with their 9-1 record and undefeated mark here at West Hills this season.
Yeah, and sometimes when you have a team that does play on the edge like they do, you don't want to change the complexion of the team if they play that way.
So 25 yards and penalties against the Rebels. They get pushed all the way back. Wait to see as the referees mark it off, probably close to midfield. It will be back all the way to the Ram 54, and now they're putting it down on the Rebel side of, no. Let's wait to see the market, and then we'll call it. So now it is at about the 53-yard line for the Rams. Still good field position, but obviously that 25 yards and penalties hurts them.
No, you get in a game next week if you win tonight's game, which the way it's going, it looks like they will win this football game, but it doesn't matter who you're playing. You take a penalty like that in the Cullen Cup game, and it could come back to haunt you, and you could be watching that other team aboard a plane to the prairies and going, that could have been us. But you can't, like I said, you can't. It's hard to change the complexion of the team because you don't really have anything to say we're doing something wrong because they just keep winning regardless of how many penalties they take.
So Borden hands off. Stretch play off the left side here. Campbell, good run again, probably for about 16 on the play, and he gets
another flag down.
Another flag on the play.
A hold against the Rebels.
That flag came late, but I thought Campbell was through the hole and in the clear, and all of a sudden the hanky came
on the replay here. He's on a mission. He just runs. He's got great eyes, just straight ahead. Just find the hole, and you're going to get tackled at some point. So just keep running.
Penalties piling up here for the Rebels early in the third quarter. Score still 21-0 for the home side. Now they're being pushed all the way back to their own 47-yard line, we'll call it. 47.5-yard line. 1st and 20 now for the Rebels. Clock is moving. Borden's in the shotgun. 4 receivers to his left. Blitz coming for the Rams right at the middle. Pitches it out to Trey Campbell off the right side. Rams were there, couldn't make the tackle, and Campbell is able to sneak free and probably get about 9 on the play as they fake the handoff right up the middle and then toss it out to Campbell.
Well, he caught number 74, and Caden can't slice it inside a little bit, but Caden came back to make the tackle. But that's the type of play that they run on that option, and if somebody doesn't take the quarterback, it's the pitch. If you take the pitch, the quarterback's the runner, so they want to put you on an island out there, and then the only people that could see on the island, they can't help you.
2nd and 11, Rebels now right around midfield. Borden throws the ball to his left. He's got Yitna right in the hands, and he dropped it. Unfortunately, would have had the first down. That's not like Barana Yitna, as he's usually very sure-handed for the Rebels.
Yeah, those are one of those plays, again, where, Borden, he didn't throw the ball with a lot of authority, but he threw it to his open receiver, and Yitna just couldn't squeeze it.
That's when he will probably want to have back. Borden made the right throw to the right guy, and ball was right there, and Yitna would have had the first down, but the Rebel punt team will come on the field.
I'm surprised. Oh, it is the third down. That's right. They had the penalty, the long penalty. I apologize.
So Hicks will punt here. Puts his foot to the ball, angling to the right. Shorter kick, headed towards the Rams bench. Ball does come down and play. Picked up right around the 24-yard line. Flags on the field. And the Rams will scrimmage down. Probably no yards on the play.
Yeah, 5-yard penalty, no yards, and move the ball up to about the 27-yard line.
So we're just 11:39 still remaining in the third quarter. No score here in the second half, but the Rebels still lead 21-0 over the Langley Rams. Was no yards, but I think they will just move that up to 5 yards. I don't think the return was larger. Number 28, Eric Williams with the no yards, and they will move it up 5 yards, and the Rams will take over at about their own 27.5-yard line, we'll call it, for the Rams.
The Rams so far, their second drive, they survived the first one with the big penalty at the end of the first half, so a little bit better field position here.
Laguerre tosses it out to, I believe that's number 25. We'll wait to see on the replay. He's going nowhere on the play as the Rebels swarm and bring him down. Maybe even lost 2 or 3 on the play.
Yeah, Devin DaCosta took the pitch there. But again, you're trying to run wide against the Rebels. Very difficult. You see on the replay here, just a quick pitch to his left. And the Rebels are so quick to shut stuff down and spread the field side to side. And there's a Rebel down on the field.
Injured Rebel on the play. We'll wait to see. He's just kind of on his side there as the Rebels training staff looks at him. Now he's rolled over on his back. It might be Is it number 15, Provo?
Yeah, that could be Provo, yes.
I think. They're looking at his right ankle or knee area.
Yeah, he was the first up to cut the play down coming up from the outside, box it in.
So 11:22 left, and a bit of a stoppage to play here. As now he's back to his feet. Pretty sure that is that Provo? It looks like him. He's coming off on his own feet, on his own steam. He looks to be in good shape as now he makes a jog towards the Rebel bench.
Yeah, a little twist and just a little bit of love out there.
Cold weather too, and guys are a little twisting and turning, and some things happen when that happens. Rams are second along here in their own, deep in their own territory. Laguerre throws the ball right down the seam. He's got, he dropped on the play. Nick Aguilanetto probably would have been close on the play to that first down. Ball was a little bit behind him, but I think Nick would have liked to have that one back.
Yeah, that's why Nick had trouble squeezing that out. You'll see where Laguerre throws the ball, but just a little bit behind him. And it's a tough catch as he turns his body back to his left. And would have been a first down catch.
And of course, Robbie Lowe's right there in his hip pocket, making sure that Aguilanetto doesn't come up with that one, and the Rams will send out the punt team and Jonas Levesque. Rebels should get good field position here. Levesque, high snap, but he does bring it down. Flags are on the play. Likely short kick to the right. Does get a Ram bounce. Gandry picks it up at the 51, cuts to his left, headed towards the sidelines and out of bounds at about the Ram 45-yard line. I think there might be a 2-minute, now another penalty on the play. This one is going to be against the Rebels too, as I believe, as they seem to be imploding a little bit on the old penalty. I think there's too many men down here.
Yeah, too many men, and then the unnecessary roughness, which was unnecessary as well. But you know, sometimes you get rid out of bounds here. McDonald runs him, and he was well out of bounds when McDonald sort of guided him into the fence. But that's unnecessary there from those guys, and it's kind of like, no, well.
Yeah, McDonald wasn't doing it. They just took a shove right there, well after the play, and that's going to be 15 yards against the Rebels. Now the Rams likely might have a decision on their hands. It is a first down. I was going to say the UR makes it a first down because I thought if it was just the too many men 10-yard penalty, it might have brought up a third and short, but I think with the 15 it might be a first down for the Rams.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to play this because there was a change of possession by both penalties against the Rebels. So
referees are huddled up here right in front of our broadcast booth at West Hill Stadium. I think they're thinking and talking about the exact same stuff that we are, trying to figure out where the first down will be or if it will be third down.
Because this is huge for the Rams. This is an opportunity if both these penalties go against the Rebels in favor of the Rams, for the Rams to grab a first down. They get a chance to try to make some stuff happen here.
Rams offense look to have some jubilance as they come back onto the field here, and they're going to get they're going to get the ball back. Yeah, exactly like we thought. The 10-yard penalty wouldn't have got the first down for too many men, but the 15 does enable the Rams to get a first down, and they will move the sticks and bring the offense back on the field.
Yeah, again, penalties, but, you know, the Rebels are leading 21-0, so these are the type of penalties that Coach Kardalicki is going to look at, and they're going to be mad about them, but they haven't hurt them yet.
And we keep saying that. We keep thinking it's eventually going to catch up to them. But again, judging by their 9-1 record, it hasn't.
Yeah, it really hasn't this year. Not when you set new BCFC records for penalties and yardage.
Laguerre throws the ball to his right. That's a dangerous throw. The ball is intercepted by Gandry. He's going to score on the play as he cut right in front of Nick Aguilanetto. Now he's kind of taunting the Rams as they chased him, but he is in the end zone for a touchdown. Great play by Gandry as he stepped in front of Nick Aguilanetto and took that one to the house.
Yeah, he just jumped that one. And again, the pass, you can see here, the pass just didn't have a lot of authority to it, and he seems to be placing the passes rather than throwing them. But again, great play by Gandry, just jumped that play.
Yeah, Gandry with a great play for the Rebels as he gets into the end zone for a touchdown, extending the Rebel lead. Gandry's one of those guys, again, the Rebels coach is very not overly happy he was left off the All-Star team this year, as he's a heck of a player. Big play there as the Rams couldn't capitalize again on some penalties, and the Rebels instead turn it into a touchdown for themselves with Kyle Clark attempting the extra point.
Yeah, I think this could be that might have been the nail.
Kyle Clark chips it up and chips it through. That makes the score. The Westshore Rebels 28, the Langley Rams no score. 10:43 left in the third quarter here at West Hill.
Yeah, just when the Rams got themselves out of trouble with some Rebel help on the penalties, they had throw it up for a touchdown.
This game reminds me a little bit, I mean the score was obviously closer, but a little bit of a trend with even last week against the Okanagan Sun in that big first place showdown, where it was almost like you were just waiting for the Sun to make a play. And unfortunately for them, they couldn't make that big play to get back in the game. And although this score is a little broader than the game last week here, you get the sense that at 21-0, if the Rams could have made a play to cut it to a two-score game, they might have got some momentum.
Yeah, I think sometimes mentally, obviously these guys, they're young. They're 22 and under, so you got to really be focused as you come to play these games. And I think sometimes when you get down, you just have that gut feeling. Oh, here we go again, or it's going to be difficult to climb back in this. So you're not on the edge all the time, and you kind of get a little in your comfort zone that now this one's over. And you might not exclude that outwardly, but inside you just might be, okay, we're done. It doesn't matter.
Rebels will be kicking off here. 10:43 left in the third quarter. Kyle Clark, short kickoff, onside kickoff in the direction of Joe Carter. He is able to come down with it out of bounds. Carter made a good play. Kind of didn't take the ball. We'll probably see on the replay. He didn't take the ball at the highest point, but fortunately for the Rams, he's able to come down with it, and the Rams will have the ball.
Well, I found it kind of interesting here that even with the onside kick, that there was nobody on the Rebels really looking for the ball. They all just came downfield just to try to get somebody. And I think if they had their heads up, they could have probably taken that football.
A little surprised to see the Rebels do an onside kick here, but maybe looking for that dagger here in the third quarter. Time issue here as a few seconds were ticked off the clock, but the Rams will scrimmage again with good field position at their own 50-yard line.
Now we'll see what the Rams have here. This is a chance for them now to step out of their shell and make something happen. You got to create something, so you got to get going.
Clake Mitchell ISO down to the bottom of our screen, but Laguerre's looking, had Nick Aguilera cutting across the middle on a drag play. Probably heard some footsteps. He just took his eye off the ball, and he'd like that one back too.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 8, Byron McKinnon was right in his hip pocket as he tried to make the catch, and you can see Aguilera look at him as he dropped his ball, and yeah, he looked upfield a little bit too quick, and McKinnon was coming downhill, so I think he just thought, man, oh man, I don't want to get hit on this one. I'm not saying he dropped the ball because he didn't want to get hit. I think he just, you're not focusing as much.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rams on their own 50-yard line. Laguerre in the shotgun, pass situation. Does actually hand the ball off here, straight up the middle. Nothing doing as the Rebels sniff it out, and there'll be no gain on the play as he handed the ball off to number 25, I believe, Devin DaCosta.
Yeah, again, nowhere to go. The Rebels' defensive line just dominating the Rams' offensive line right now. And you can't run wide, and they're having trouble running up the middle. And they have some few passes drop. This game could be now played between the 35-yard lines as both teams will settle in just to work on the clock.
So the Rams punt team will come on the field. Can't make anything after recovering the onside kick. Levesque will put his foot to the ball, kicks the ball, line drive, punt to the right towards the sidelines, but it is misplayed a little bit by Gandry. He's having to go back to his own 14-yard line, picks it up, trying to get something, flags on the play, likely a legal block, and Gandry spun down at about the 22-yard line with a penalty likely coming against the Rebels for either a hold or a legal block.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, he had plenty of time to pick up the football, so it wasn't a no yards call, and somebody had a legal block in the back probably.
Gandry pretty nonchalant fielding that call there. Might have been Robbie Lowe's that they flagged. We'll see if we're right after the call here.
Yeah, just to the right of the screen, he had a hold of the guy's jersey there.
Didn't get a number for you folks, but it is a hold against the Rebels, and they will be pushed back into the bowels of their own goalpost.
Well, this will be the deepest start for the Rebels this game.
Likely going to be a steady diet here, I would assume, of the leading rusher in the league, Trey Campbell. But we will see as they will scrimmage likely from about their own 6-yard line or so.
I would be surprised to see the Rebels just continue to, keep their foot in the gas.
Fake handoff. Now handoff around the corner to, I believe, Kane Stevenson. Good yards as they do a little misdirection. Campbell was coming to the left, and Stevenson came around to the right for positive yards.
Yeah, just a little misdirection play. And again, you know, the Rams, you got to play a little bit vanilla because you're not sure what type of attack the Rebels come out with. They fake to Campbell and give it to Stevenson, and he picks up a good 7 yards.
Good gain for the Rebels on first down. 2nd and 3, we'll call it. Rebels still deep in their own territory, but have a manageable 2nd and down here. Blitz is coming for the Rams off the outside. Borden does get it away, throws, has Nate Skeet in the flats, cutting towards the Rebel sidelines, finally brought down on the play right around the 32-yard line. Yet another flag on the play. Didn't see what that one necessarily was, but might be an unnecessary roughness, but either way, another first down for the Rebels as they move the chains.
Yeah, that was just a good route. Just get the first downs, a little hook. Skeet, that's his sixth catch today. And that's Marchetti's second unnecessary roughness penalty of the game as well. And
15-yard penalty, not what the Rams wanted, and now the Rebels are moving the chains as the ball out, and now they will field it from their own 47-yard line.
A little frustration starting to seep into the Rams' game plan now, and it's tough to do. You know, there's a lot of talking going on in the field in every junior football game.
Borden under center. Blitz looks to be coming again. Hand off to Campbell off the left side, trying to break free. Good job by the Rams there, holding that to about a 4-yard gain as Campbell is brought down, but still positive yards to the Rebels.
Yeah, he just puts his foot in the ground, makes a cut, and gets positive yards every time. See on the replay here, it's just an off-tackle run. He's all by himself, just picking up forward, almost 5 yards.
Nick Westad with the tackle for the Rams. They will be 2nd and 6 Rebels. Passing situation here. Quick drop, quick throw, a little high over the head of Austin Lindo-Brow as that falls to the turf. Borden a little hot on that one, and the ball falls incomplete.
Yeah, the Rebels are just running 2nd down and intermediate type. They're 6 to 7 yards. They're just running hooks over the middle at about 8 to 10, and the Rams are playing too deep every time on 2nd down, so you're going to have something in front of those guys. It's going to be tough to get deep on them. Just get the first down, hold on to the football, and grind out first down.
So the punt team will come on. Kyle Clark will actually do the punting here as Kent Hicks is not out there, we don't see. And number 5, Klassen deep for the Rams. Little miscommunication here. Low snap, Kyle Clark picks up, gathers it, short kick to the right towards the Rams bench. Ball will be picked up by Klassen at about his own 30-yard line, and he gets very little, and the Rams will scrimmage probably about the 35-yard line, would you say?
It looked like a flag down for no yards as well.
Flag on the far side, right in front of the Rams bench. Likely of the no yards variety, and the Rams will take over on offense.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad kick by Kyle. Wasn't that deep, but it got a little decent roll. But I think a couple of these no yards penalties that the Rebels are taking, I think they're taking them because they don't care. And what I mean by that is they'd rather take the penalty to make the tackle than allow Kalik Johnson, the sideline, to pick up 15 or 20.
Don't see Kent Hicks now on defense either for the Rebels. We'll watch to see if that's potentially an injury or the Rebels just rotating some people through here. Leading 28-0 here. Rams will scrimmage. Laguerre's in the shotgun, needing something here as clock closes in on 7 minutes. Big pressure again. Does get it away. Caught by Aguilera this time. He is thrown down at about the 50-yard line. Right there, does make the catch this time and is thrusted to the ground by the Rebel defender.
And if Agengo just ripped them down after the gain here. You can see on the replay, it was a good route, good catch. He just made the tackle and he just says, I'm going to put you down. And it's momentum as well. It wasn't really anything malicious. It was just the momentum of Aguilera as he starts to spin away.
Rams move the sticks here. Clock approaching 6.5 minutes left here, third quarter. 1st and 10 Rams on the 50-yard line, looking for something here. Passing situation, quick drop, quick throw down the middle of the seam. He's got his man. That's Aguilera again, deep into Rebel territory. Finally dropped down right around the 15-yard line. Big play for the Rams. Finally brought down by number 12 on the play for the Rebels. I believe that was number 12 on the play with finally bring him down, but deep in Rebel territory.
Yeah, that was a good play. It was just down the seam, just hit them as quick and at full stride and just run as far as you can. Hopefully you get to the end zone before they catch up to you. And Nenbo is making the tackle there. You know, it's the Rams, that's the best play out they've all had all night, the longest play for sure.
Back-to-back catches for Aguilanetto. Rams are threatening here, looking for something here. Trailing 28-0, 5:45 and ticking. Left third quarter, fake the jet sweep tag. No, they do give the jet sweep to Aguilanetto, trying around the corner. Larson again flexes him out and throws him out of bounds after a relatively short game, as again they try the jet sweep, but Larson was able to stretch it out.
Oh, he got himself, it's around the edge. It's just, again, running against the Rebels outside. It's very, very difficult to do because of their team speed. But again, it's some positive yards, so you're moving the change. You get picked up about 4 there. But Aguilanetto's figuring in the last 3 plays here pretty good.
Yeah, 3 straight plays, 2 passes, 2 receptions, and we're rush here for Aguilanetto. And the Rams threatening here in the Rebels' red zone. Laguerre in the shotgun, drops back. Big pressure, he does get it away. He's got Kalik Johnson towards the goal line. Touchdown, he kind of stopped, but he is in for a touchdown. And the Rams cut the score to 28-6 with the extra point coming. Stephen Laguerre with a good play there. Just waiting for breaking free from the pressure, finding Kalik Johnson. He put the afterburners on into the end zone.
Duran had a hold of him, and he just found Kalik was wide open. Get to the end zone.
Sure, the coaches will probably say, Kalik, make sure you get deep in the end zone. He almost put the brakes on with the contact coming right at the goal line.
That's true, yes.
But a big play for Johnson and the Rams. They are on the board. 5:11 left, looking to cut the score to 28-7 here with the extra point coming. Levesque will have the convert attempt here. Aguilanetto will have the hold. Snap is good, the hold is down, kick is up, kick is good. Making the score, the Westshore Rebels 28, the Langley Rams 7, 5:11 left here in the third quarter. Might this be a starting point for the Rams and something they can build on here in the third quarter?
No, there's still 20 minutes to go in the game, so yeah, I think you got a good chance to climb back in, but the thing you got to do now is you got to get the football back in the next series or 2 and score. And then it'll make it interesting the rest of the way. But if you don't get in the end zone before the fourth quarter, I think the Rebels will use the clock and just run it out. And
steady diet of Trey Campbell if that
I would think so, yes. But knowing Coach Karlickia, he might just want to keep throwing.
Yeah, no kidding. He does like to air the ball out. And good conditions here with the wind. Not much of a factor here at West Hills. No rain on a clear night here. Beautiful night for football.
But good on the Rams. They just found out now that they can move the football against the Rebels. Mind you, that also helped. There was a lot of penalties that helped that drive. But at the end of the day, they scored. So they, start to feel better about yourselves. Maybe again, your defense now creates a turnover. You get the ball back, score again, and then we're in for a good finish to this game.
On the Rams, I'm kicking this ball deep. No sense in onside kick material. Well, the referee's checking again.
I'm not going to say they're saying you get.
Yep. Oh, that's a little.
I don't know.
I mean, they're just for those that can't see it. The kicker didn't have his knee pads on, so.
I'm not sure on that one.
When it's a kicker, he's probably just going to kick the ball and then loaf around midfield.
You got to find a new kicker here because they're not going to let him. I wouldn't think they'll let him change or do what he has to do.
Yeah, it's tough for the players. I know the Rams aren't overly happy about that, but I mean it's been there all along, and now the referees are kind of cracking down on it for the first time I've seen this year. So the ball is squib kicked, probably not what the Rams necessarily wanted, but the ball's loose. It finally dropped on. They had a shot there, but now flags all over the field, as I believe number 15 Provo just took some penalties for the Rebels, backing his team up.
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Drouin jumped on that ball. He went to pick it up. It bounced off him, and there was no real threat there. The Rams came down. You can see on the replay, he tried to pick it up, and he was kicked around. He finally got on top of it. But it's the stuff at the end of the play, again, that's hurting the Rebels. And you get into a game that, again, like I said, saying this, it's going to keep killing you. At some point, it's going to hurt you.
Yeah, we'll see which way this one goes, but Provo is right in the middle of something, but Rebels offense is backing up on the play. And you'd think it's probably going to go against the big red machine.
See, and the other thing you don't want to do is you don't want to do something silly that's going to get you kicked out of a game. Because if you win this game, you can't just 40 guys. Because the 40th guy or the suspended player has to be on the roster. So now you're down to 39 players. And so that's one of the things I think hopefully these guys will get their heads together about.
Oh, we did. I think there might have been. Did I see a disqualification? That's a 25-yard penalties, I believe. As I saw 2 go against the Rebels. Let's hope there's not a disqualification penalty here against the Rebels. Yeah. So objectionable wasn't a disqualification, was an objectionable conduct and an unnecessary roughness. And again, Paul and I are probably sounding like broken records, but tacked 25 yards of penalties against the Rebels. Now they're pinned back deep in their own territory.
And that's all against number 15, Rashawn Provo. And again, I don't know. I just find it kind of silly how the Rebels allow this to happen. But again, you know, they have a chemistry on their team that says we're going to play this way, and then we're having success playing this way. So.
Yeah, 25 yards of penalties, not a good thing. Rebels racking up the penalties here in the second, and definitely in the second half. Now we'll scrimmage deep in their own territory, likely around the 14 or 15-yard line.
This is an opportunity now for the Rams to play some staunch defense here. Have an opportunity to get the ball back in some good field position.
Stretch play to Campbell. They're trying to stretch him out, but Campbell's speed does get the corner. Good tackle on the play by the Rams, minimizing the game. As originally I thought they had him strung up. Then I thought Campbell was going to break free, but the Rams were right there to bring him down.
Well, you can see on the replay here, as he's moving forward, he did get the edge, but the Rams this time, they read that play, and everybody was just hustle, 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 and make the play. And number 29, Isaiah Stewart made a great tackle on top of him.
Just kept leading to the sidelines and got him out of bounds. Holding the game, we'll call it 5 on the play. So big play here for the Rams if they can get the defense off the field. Blitz coming for the Rams, hands the ball off, straight up the middle. Campbell should have enough for the first down. Finally dragged down, but it looks to be enough to move the sticks.
Boy, he got smoked there. He does. The second guy coming in just stomped on him, and he hit the ground. I bet you he looks like he's okay.
So the Rebels are able to get out from under their own goalpost. Now scrimmage at their own 26-yard line. Borden under center, 2 backs behind him. Clock under 4 minutes left here. Third quarter, 28-7, still a score for the Westshore Rebels. Hands the ball off straight to the middle. Ennis Horvath stumbles, but is able to keep going, drive his feet. Helmet comes off, and he's probably got enough for another Rebel first down.
That was a good run, good tough run, just straight ahead again. Lead back, nobody helping you out, just get upfield, run over some guys.
Even with the stumble, Ennis Horvath able to get a good gain on the play, move the sticks again for the Rebels. Now all of a sudden they find themselves out close to their own 40-yard line at about their own 39.
Well, they're doing what, you know, we just talked about, use the clock.
Blitz coming here. Sorry, Paul, quick throw out to the sidelines. Yetna's got it. Very close to another first down. Verana Yetna with a nice connection from Borden. He'll be very close to the first down as the Rams bring the pressure but can't get to Borden before he throws it.
Yeah, it was a good play. Yetna just runs a quick out, ball's on the mark, and if he doesn't catch it, nobody catches it. It goes out of bounds. It's like a short by about a half a yard.
Rebels look to be in a bit of the hurry up, trying to get their momentum going. Campbell, jet sweep out to the outside. Kane Stevenson from his right to his left breaks the tackle into Ram territory. Finally brought down to the Langley 51-yard line. They fake a little option play with Borden and Campbell, and then hand the ball off to Stevenson coming from his left to his right.
Yeah, it was a nice little play, and he made the cut as he cuts back inside. There's lots of holes because a lot of times you're over pursue, and Kyle Claret got a hold of his ankle to bring him down, but not until he got another first down.
So first down again. Rebels now in Ram territory. Stop penalties. Oops, no play here. Timeout on the play by the Langley Rams. While we have a stoppage with 2:26 left in the third quarter. Rebels still leading 28-7. Just want to thank you all again for joining us here on BCFC TV, powered by Remax. Again, for those that are going to be tuning in tomorrow, should see a dandy up in Kelowna, the Apple Bowl, 1 p.m. The Okanagan Sun will be hosting the VI Raiders in what should be an excellent semifinal game. Many people thinking that's going to be A real barn burner up at the Apple Bowl.
Well, there's going to be, should be a good crowd. Number one, it's an afternoon game in the Okanagan, which are gorgeous up there at this time of year. I think the Sun they got to find an offense. They've been struggling the last couple of weeks with their offense. And the Raiders, they play some good defensive football. But, well, I don't know. Home field advantage is such a big thing in junior football at the end of the day.
After the timeout here. Should be a great semifinal, and like I say, Coach Hawk and the Raiders will be ready to go. And the Sun have to rebound off that emotional loss last week here at West Hills against the Rebels.
Yeah, I'm not sure, and losing your first game of the year and your last game before playoffs could have a bit of a bearing on it.
Blitz coming for the Rams. Borden does have some time, gets the ball away, fires a strike.
Nice catch.
Nice catch and pass. Borden connects to number 14 on the play. Haven't called his name.
Andre Murphy. It was a great pass, just zipped it in there.
Borden threw the fastball, and Murphy's able to come down. Great catch, pass and catch there by the Rebels.
Step up here and step into the throw. That was on a line, that ball.
2 Ram defenders there, but Borden's able to connect. Under 2 minutes left here now, third quarter. Rebels now at the Langley 35-yard line. Borden pump fakes now, looking for the end zone in the direction of Barana Yitna. Got it down near the goal line and finally pushed out of bounds right around the 1 or 2 yard line. Bo was a little bit behind him, but Yitna made a great play adjusting to the ball, caught it, and then was able to get down to the 1 yard line.
Yeah, you see in the replay here, it's not a designed play to throw on his back shoulder where he comes back to it's a little bit small on the ball. That's all it was just he threw it too short, but Yitna adjusted to it to make the catch.
Knocking on the door here
at the 1 yard line.
Borden flushes in, takes a hit, but does cross the plane. Now we're into the end zone for a Rebel touchdown. Flags on the play.
Flags again.
The Rebels are in the end zone pending the penalty. I think that will be applied after. So they should be now leading this one 34-7 with the extra point coming.
Yeah, it was just a quarterback sneak, just jump up over, ball breaks the plane of the goal line. And I think just all this extracurricular stuff results in the penalty, and that might have been against
the 73 maybe?
Yeah, it might have been against the Rams.
Penalty was against Borden, objectionable conduct against him. Touchdown will stand. Borden takes the OC. Might have been something he said, or maybe a little push there we didn't see, but the end result is still 34-7 with the extra point coming.
Yeah, I think the emotion on the field is starting to take over, and guys are getting an opportunity to do some beacon, and the officials definitely, but the number of flags that's thrown tonight aren't going to put up with that, and they shouldn't.
Clark with the extra point, chips it up, chips it through, and making the score. The Westshore Rebels 35. The Langley Rams 7 with just about 1:40 left here in the third quarter. Rebels respond and start after a great drive that they started way back in their own territory.
Yeah, they just chipped away. They started out running the ball. They ran it through a couple passes for first downs, and then this last one to Yitna on the longer pass. Yeah, just an efficient drive. Come away with a score and a 28-point lead.
So Langley will receive here, looking for an answer. Rebels will be kicking off. Yeah, getting back to that game tomorrow, Paul, the Sun have to look at it and say, if you're going to lose a game, it's better to lose one, obviously, in the regular season. So that might be a wake-up call for Ben McCauley and the troops to say, okay, guys, we didn't run the table and win all our games, but a loss gets you refocused and gets you set and makes you show that you're not infallible.
Absolutely, and the way they'll look at film too on the Rebel loss. Sometimes when you're winning, even though you say you're looking at yourself to fix the mistakes, but you're always looking at the positive things, and this will make you look at the mistakes and say, what do we got to improve upon? Because on paper, those two teams should meet again, the Rebels and the Sun, for the College Cup Championship. But they've got to get through the Raiders first, and the Raiders are playing some pretty good ball of late.
Rebels kick the ball off, line drive kick taken by Ryan McDonald, cuts to his left, now back to his right, trying to get away, keeping his feet going, finally dropped down at about his own 46-yard line. Good return by Ryan McDonald.
Yeah,
for the
Cordell Holder got a hold of him and was trying to bulldog him down, but Ryan kept turning his feet and dragging him along before the troops arrived to help out. You see the replay here as he weaved in and out of the defense. Holder got a hold of him, number 42, and he's just dragging him along until the help comes.
So the Rams will be looking for an answer. 1:30 exactly on the clock here. Thank you again for joining us here tonight, folks, from West Hill Stadium. BCFC TV powered by Remax. BCFC semifinal.
And here's sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Paul.
An opportunity now for the Rebels with a 28-point lead. Take some guys out, give some guys a rest.
Laguerre drops back under pressure and sacked by Larson. He came from his backside. Chris Larson came around the edge and was able to put a big hit on Laguerre.
Yeah, if you show the replay on this one, if there is one, Larson just beat the left tackle just all by speed. It was just coming off the edge and getting the edge. And Laguerre doesn't even see him coming. He's looking to his right the whole time.
Right at the last minute, he might have saw him there, and just that might have prevented a fumble on the play, as he might have saw Larson bearing down right at the last second. Don't see Kent Hicks still back in for the Rebels defense.
No, he's been looking for him, but he hasn't been on the field the second half at all.
So it'll be second and we'll call it 18, passing situation here. Laguerre back up, throws the ball down the middle of the seam, almost intercepted by Robbie Lowe's. Flags on the play, likely going to be interference as Kalik Johnson was thrown to the turf. That would have neglected the interception by Robbie Lowe's had he been able to hold on. Probably going to be pass interference here. Watch it on the replay.
Yeah, Lowe's had an opportunity to intercept this pass. He was just in too much of a hurry.
Yeah, Gandry was climbing the back of Kalik Johnson. That's going to be pass interference against number 3 for the Rebels. That one was easy to see on the replay. Gandry right on top of KJ, moving the sticks for the. No, that'll be a.
15. Yeah, 15. Yeah. Oh, we got 2 penalties, I guess.
Wow, offsetting penalties. So probably replay the down, but move up 5 yards on the play. There was legal contact by the Rams, so a receiver likely could have been a receiver, and O-line got their hands in somebody's face. They didn't give us a number though. So 5 yard penalty will move. Net will move the ball up. Second long, swings it out to KJ, coming around the corner, tries to break a tackle, doesn't get the first down, but brought down right around the 51 yard line. The Rams will be probably about 4 or 5 yards short.
Yeah, it was on the replay here, and it was just a quick little pass out to Johnson, but Robbie Lowe's is coming downhill and just puts the lumber on him, coming up right here as he made a nice tackle there. Safety for the Rebels.
Can't say enough about number 17, Robbie Lowe's big addition. He has been a force, and just everything with him is downhill.
Well, I find he's such a talented football player. I can't figure out why Regina Thunder would release him to come and play out BC.
So punting situation, might we see something? No, the Rams are going to kick the ball here. Levesque kicks the ball, line drive kick to down the left side. Picked up, I believe, by Gandry. That's Yitna around in the corner. Got some room right around midfield. Yitna trying to get the corner, cutting back to his left. McDonald makes a great play and brings him down right around on the Rams' 50-yard line. If McDonald doesn't make that play, he might have scored.
Yeah, I think, definitely if Ryan didn't make that tackle, that Yitna's into the end zone.
Rebels weren't happy with the tackle on the play, but there's nothing wrong with that. McDonald brought him and threw him down to the floor.
Yeah, you can see on the replay here, Yitna just turned on the speed here, and as he cuts back across the field, I was surprised at McDonald's speed. I didn't realize he was that quick to track Yitna down like this. And
grabbed him by the jersey and dragged him down.
Yeah, he had
not textbook as it's supposed to be, but get the guy to the ground and bring your defense onto the field. That was the final play of the third quarter here at West Hills. The score of the Westshore Rebels 35, the Langley Rams 7. Teams will switch sides here. The Rebels will have the ball in Ram territory. Hitting us so quick too. He's deceptively fast, and he just darted from one side of the field to the other.
Oh, it's like the whole Rebel team has got speed. I got a new quarterback in here.
That's Cole Theobald, I believe.
What's this?
The Rams call another timeout. I think that's their last of this. I think they got one earlier in the third quarter.
Yes, they did. So that will be the last timeout for the Rams. They won't like that starting off a quarter, but they were a man short.
Well, there's an opportunity for Theobald to get some good game action. You know, the game is almost out of reach, if not already. And they'll give a chance to rest Borden.
Yeah, just starting the fourth quarter here. Cole Theobald in at quarterback now for the Rebels. Also, again, as we mentioned at the top, Deshaun Greenaway is not playing tonight. Not sure what injury that may or may not be, and we haven't seen Kent Hicks return either for the Rebels. So we can't even, I tried to see him on the Rebel sidelines. I can't see Big Kent on the sidelines, but we hope he's okay as well.
Yeah, it could be, you know, one of those things that you got these little nagging injuries, but the score dictates we're going to take you out and rest you.
Theobald right off the bat, Theobald using his legs, breaks a couple tackles, cutting to his left. He's got room, finally dragged down right around the 26-yard line. Great run by Cole Theobald as he just ran a quarterback draw right on the first play. He gets in there.
Yeah, pretty quick. He made a move after he got through the line initially. He broke to his left very quickly and was able to keep his feet moving.
Design call there, like the call. Coach Charlie Karlicki getting him involved in the play right away.
Adam Marchetti tracks him down. The big man to chase the quarterback downfield, got on him.
Theobald in the shotgun. Campbell's right beside him. Takes the ball, cuts to his right, back to his left, right up the middle now. Tries to jump again. What a play by Trey Campbell as he's dropped finally. But what an athletic play by Trey Campbell. And for everybody at home, let's hope we get a replay on that play because that was fantastic.
Yeah, he's got a good hole here. He's on the way to the end zone. One got a beat. He's going low. The 34 of the Rams, Nathan Murray, didn't get low enough for Trey to run over top of him.
Great athletic play there by Campbell. Great run, and the Rebels knock it on the door here, leading by 28. Clock is ticking. There's 13.5 minutes or so left, fourth quarter. Theobald in at quarterback, Ennis Horvath and Campbell behind him. They fake that way and then hand the ball off to the left. Nate Skeet, well played by the Rams as the Rebels tried to fake a running play to the right, then came around the other side to Skeet, but nothing was there.
Yeah, Marchetti tracked that one down. I think they figured something fancy was coming up when Skeet went in motion.
A little surprised Campbell's still in the game. I thought the Rebels might be using one of their other backs here, but again, with a 40-man roster, maybe there's not a lot of options.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. You know, with the only backs we've basically seen is Ennis and Campbell and Brad Innes, and apparently Brad Innes is back home. He's had a family issue, and he missed last week's game as well, and he's supposed to be back next week possibly. But I think those are the three backs they mainly use, and because we haven't seen that many other running backs for the Rebels throughout this year.
No, that pass was incomplete on the play. It was thrown behind the intended receiver by Theobald. So they'll bring up third down, and likely Kyle Clark will come to the field for a field goal chance. Rebels also have to hope in that all-Canadian and all-conference offensive lineman Christian Krause is able to return. I know they're hoping maybe for next week's game, but obviously that will be a big addition if they can get him back in the lineup.
Absolutely, and it shows you some of the depth the Rebels have on the offensive line with missing Christian Krause, who's a two-time All-Star, All-Canadian in the CJFL. So they'll plug it in pretty good, but I know when you're down to the 40-man roster, there was talk that you'd see Hicks or Larson or Jeremy Drouin on the field on the offensive line. So it'd be interesting to see if Kent is really hurt, if Christian can't make it back, what their lineup's going to look like next week.
Yeah, the field goal attempt was no good. A bit of a line drive kick by Kyle Clark. Didn't really look that great, but it is a single point for the Rebels. Not sure, maybe the laces didn't get out, but that was a line drive that didn't go through the uprights, but the Rebels will take the point and now lead 36-7 with just over 12 minutes left here in the fourth quarter.
Now, hopefully the Rams here can do something, move the football. You want to do some positive things regardless of what the score is and just keep everybody on the field, keep working hard.
Yeah, players stretching down there. It's probably pretty cold on the field as you see a lot of the players trying to make sure they keep themselves loose. Hands the ball off. Carter trying to break free. Loss of the play of about 2 as it was sniffed out. He was brought down real quick in the backfield.
Yeah, that was Leonardo Ingram. It was an addition to the Rebels a little later in the season, and he's just been a tremendous addition on their already strong defensive line.
Rebels defense continues to make plays and just has player after player that step up and can can fill in or lead the charges.
Very aggressive when they went recruiting this year to bring some players in from Ontario. That's where the bulk of their guys are from. And
Laguerre still at quarterback, throws the ball to our near side, almost intercepted. What a play there by number 12. What a catch, interceptions. He just stepped in front of the pass and took the ball away.
And we'll go, got that one, and just a great interception. You can see on the replay here as Laguerre looks, he's looking to his left the entire time. He knows he's going to go there. And as he throws it, just breaks on the football a little bit quicker and is able to get his hands around the ball in a perfect position now for the Rebels with first down on the Rams' 41-yard line to add to their score, already 36-7 score.
Yeah, Aguilera came back and could have made a play out as well. And it's not that he just stood there. He came back trying to make the reception, but the Rebel defender just was one quick step ahead of him. Rebels take over. Big play there. 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and the Rebels take over on the Rams' 41-yard line. Theobald still in at quarterback. Campbell, stretch play off the left side. Horvath trying to get the corner for his back. Does. Campbell breaks free, getting back into the Ram secondary and finally dropped down at the 25-yard line. You can see there, Ennis Horvath lined up and the wingback was able to pin the Rams defensive end, allowing Campbell to get the corner.
Yeah, typically another stretch play by the Rebels with Campbell running the ball. But the most impressive thing I saw on that was Nick Wested chasing that down from behind and making the tackle.
Yeah, we saw that Rebels run that play a lot against the Okanagan Sun last week. Last week they did it with Kent Hicks as the lead back. Now we're seeing it with Ennis Horvath, and he's taking in, filling in here, still in the same spot here. To his right, Campbell right behind the Theobald. Hand off to the right side again. Trey Campbell breaks into the open field, down to the 10, the 5. Down, finally it looks to be at the 1-yard line. Again, the Rebels just utilizing their power and driving the ball down to the Ram 1-yard line. Trey Campbell a little slow on the play.
Slow getting up there. Yeah, it's just another stretch play. Just find the hole and just run straight ahead. Just run, get on an angle, don't do much dance and just go. So they put the ball at the 1.
Look to see if Trey looks to be, yeah, he's up, he's okay. It's likely it might be Theobald leaning forward as they perhaps did with Borden earlier from the 1-yard line. We'll wait to see here. Yeah, Jeremy Druin in the backfield, so
yeah, you know it's going to Campbell.
Maybe give the big man a touch. Hand off to Campbell. Not much. Rams stuffed that, and he might have even lost a little bit on that play.
Didn't go nowhere on that one. You haven't seen much of that tonight. That might be the only time they stop him for no gain or very little gain.
I was hoping Big Druin might have got his hands on the rock there and maybe was able to get in the end zone. So we'll call it no gain on the play. Theobald under center. Hands him off left time again to Trey Campbell. This time he is able to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Westshore Rebels. Trey Campbell with we'll call it a 1-yard touchdown run on the play, extending the Rebel lead.
Yeah, just your typical follow number 69 as the fullback, and he picks up the linebacker just and make sure you just follow him into the end zone.
Yeah, didn't see who Drew was able to block there, but the Ram defender saw that big man coming at him and didn't really want much part of that. Now the Rebels lead 42-7 with the extra point coming.
Now again, turnovers turn into points for the Rebels. And the penalties haven't hurt them.
Not tonight.
And I'm sure Campbell's pretty close to 200 yards rushing, I would think, in this game. He had 104 in the first half alone.
Kyle Clark adds the extra point. The Westshore Rebels now lead the Langley Rams by a score of 43-7. 9:13 left in the fourth quarter here at West Hills. Once again, just want to thank everybody for joining us. BCFC TV, powered by Remax. Thank you very much for tuning in to us. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast, and hope you tune in tomorrow up at Apple Bowl, 1 p.m. BI Raiders at the Okanagan Sun in the other BCFC semifinal.
Well, I'm going to tune into it because I am really interested in how that game goes. I'm also going to click over and I'm going to watch a bit of the Regina Thunder playing the Edmonton Huskies in the Prairie Finals, or Prairie semifinal.
Yeah, playoffs are going across the country in the CJFL. They're going in Ontario. I had semifinals in Ontario, I believe, as well.
No, they're waiting till next week. Yeah, they got
because they're
hosting, they get that extra week by, so they thought they'd wait until next week to start
So semi-final action across the prairies, and then final regular season week, I'm assuming, in Ontario, leading into the playoffs next week, as they will host the Canadian Bowl at the winner of the OFC champion. Clark kicks the ball off, high kick, not very deep, down to McDonald around the 25, straight up field, now cuts to his right. Oh, brought down on the play. Great tackle there by number 26, I believe. Heck of a tackle as McDonald looked to be gaining some speed.
Malik Womack just, yeah, he's another one of the players. You can see on the replay here, we're not going to get much of it. As McDonald steps upfield, Womack is just right there to make the tackle. Heel slap, grab the ankle, put him on the ground. Good play there for the Rebel youngster. Got to contribute with a 40-man roster. A guy like Womack could be a big special team player, and everybody's got to contribute when there's only 40.
No, that's absolutely, and you're going to see some guys like in the 40 we talked about earlier that don't normally play special teams that might be on a special team tonight, and you find out that they're really good at it.
Absolutely. Bobble snap, Laguerre is able to get it, pitches out to DaCosta to the right, not much there. Maybe a yard at best, or no gain on the play as DaCosta couldn't get the corner on the Rebel defense.
The other thing, we haven't seen Nathan Lund this half yet, so I'm not sure if he got injured in there or took a nick in the first half. It's been all Joe Carter in the backfield.
Yeah, I don't see him. Just trying to see if I can see Nathan getting attended to, but don't see him over on the Ram bench, but there's a lot of bodies over there. So gain of 1 on the play. Laguerre still in shotgun. Clock approaching 8 minutes here, fourth quarter. Quick drop, quick throw.
That was a
incomplete on the play. I thought ball was thrown behind Kalik Mitchell, and I thought he was able to come down with it, but the ball was jarred free, and it will bring up third down.
No, you can see the replay here. He almost came up with a great catch, but just knocked away in the last second.
So for the Rams, they will bring out the punt team here, trailing 43-7 with just 8 minutes left. Well, that visitor bench doesn't look too lively over there. I think they expected I think they really believed that they could compete in this game and give the Rebels a pretty good scare based on the last game they played in Langley.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I talked to Coach Al Mahota prior to the game, and he had that confidence. He said all the guys are feeling good, but he also recognized the team they're going up against is a pretty good one. So it was just to try to do some positive things, and that's what they tried to do early, but they just couldn't make it happen.
Ball was almost blocked, but Levesque was able to get it away. Yitna picks it up around the 48-yard line, gets a corner to the left. Finally brought down. Might have been a fumble on the play. But I think the Rebels were able to pounce on it at the Rams 50-yard line.
Yeah, we have flag down, and it's probably no yards. You can see on the replay here. Yeah, it's no yards. Number 24 was inside the zone. Yeah, just good plays. And number 6, Levesque came in really low on Yitna there to make the tackle. And
wasn't no yards against the Rams, but the penalty will be negated by the fact that Yitna was able to outgain what the penalty yardage would have been. And the Rebels will take over at the Ram, or keep the ball at the Ram 45-yard line. Clock is moving as we approach halfway mark in the fourth quarter. Fans are enjoying a little journey here at West Hills.
It's the first time. Looks like the first time that Campbell hasn't been on the field tonight. He's probably sitting and having a rest after his fine evening.
Trying to see what number do you see back there, Paul? I'm trying to make out the number.
Looks like.
Is it Ennis Horvath?
Ennis Horvath, yeah.
So it still is number 35, Ennis Horvath, staying in the backfield by himself, kind of as the feature back as Trey Campbell. Trey Campbell's night is likely done here for the Rebels.
Yeah, deservedly slow. He's had a really good game this evening. He's caught some passes as well as his legs have done all the damage. He's got a couple touchdowns.
So gain of about, we'll call it 4 on the play for Ennis Horvath. 2nd and 6 Rebels. Clock under 7 minutes here. Now we've got, I think, a timeout on a play here. Yeah, timeout here by the Rebels.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion offensively, and that happens when you bring the second guys in now and then.
So as it appears with just under 7 minutes left here in the fourth quarter, the Westshore Rebels will more than likely prevail in this game. no disrespect to the Langley Rams, but the Westshore Rebels likely to take this one home and host next week the winner of the Okanagan Sun and the VI Raiders here at West Hills. Follow us for a time of the game, but the game looks to be, because the Rebels have the home field advantage, likely going to be played on Saturday here at West Hills, and the victor between the Okanagan Sun and the VI Raiders. Either way, I think that's going to be a heck of a ball game, whether it's the Sun coming here for the rematch or the Island rivalry with the Raiders coming down Island.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you could come down to the best two teams playing for the Cup. That's what this league's all about.
Stevenson around the corner, breaks free and into the Rams secondary. Finally dragged down, still churning his feet actually. Sorry, Rams trying to strip the ball out. Stevenson still trying to break free. Legs never stop. Finally dragged down at about the 22-yard line. And the coaches will love effort like that, as Stevenson just kept moving. Great run. You can see on the replay here, Stevenson just refused to go down.
Just pulling guys.
And you know what? That's the effort you can see. You love to see out of guys, even in a 43-7 game late in the fourth quarter.
No, absolutely. And I think I'm not saying he's not going to play next week, but I think the coaches also look at this, and if you're not going to play and, give 110%, that 40-man roster, you might not be on it next week.
Handoff, no play action pass. Theobald drops back. He's got his man over the middle. Nate Skeet, probably a late hit on a penalty as Skeet scampers into the end zone for a touchdown. I think this is a late hit against the Rams, so that touchdown should stand.
Yeah, Dylan Custer definitely put the late hit on Theobald after Theobald threw the pass. But
little frustration there by the Rams setting in.
That'll be added on to the kickoff. That was not a bad little pass. You can see on the replay here, he waits for the crosser. He's got lots of time, and he waits for the crosser to come across, and Skeet just takes the football and outlegs everybody at the end zone. But then Custer, just after the pass, he took another step and then pushed him to the ground.
So it'll be 49-7 for the Rebels with the extra point coming. Likely to make it 50-7 for the Westshore Rebels. Kyle Clark will attempt to add another convert on the play. Snap is a little bit low. Provo does a great job, gets it on the tee, chips it up and chips it through. That makes the score of the Westshore Rebels 50, the Langley Rams 7, with just about 5:43 here left in the fourth quarter here at West Hills.
And that ball went over the net onto the roof, and I think it's the only football we have. Now they've got special kicking balls here because a lot of times they end up on the roof or on the west end zone. It goes into the pond for the alligators to get at.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as the fans chant here for the home team, they're pretty excited. And again, assuming that this lead stays what it is, and it should be a heck of a BC final with Westshore hosting again, either the Okanagan Sun or Langley or either VI Raiders.
Oh, absolutely, and whoever they're playing, the Chihuahuas will be out for sure.
Oh yeah. I think that should be a heck of a ball game. The Sun, again, love to get some revenge, and the Raiders dropped 2 tough games to the Rebels earlier in the season. Love to play their island rivals.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's a geographical rivalry. The Rebels are getting better at it, winning the last couple, but the Raiders have owned that series.
So after the penalty there, that would be very interesting.
Very interesting.
And both games, I mean, it could fare well as the Raiders played the Rebels tough both times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here at West Hills, they played great, and some would even say that they should have taken that game up in Nanaimo, Caledonia.
Oh yeah, they should have. I thought they should have. I was up helping with some stats that game, and the Raiders were playing very well with the Rebels. Again, they created some turnovers. There was Kent Hicks blocked a punt late in that, or early in the third quarter that turned the fortunes around, and Chris Larson picked it up and scored. But it's one of those things that the Rebels just create this stuff, and they do things with their speed. They do things because they're playing smart, not the other teams are playing not smart, but it's just there's things that they do that are so successful. Other teams find themselves on the wrong end of the score very quickly.
Laguerre flips the pass out to Aglanetto on the play, gets some positive yards to the Rams before he's spun down, but Rams deep in their own territory after the penalty and deep kick to the goal line, making the field position very tough for the Rams here late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Rams are going through the motions now. They're just trying to get something positive come out of it, but they had a tough year. They're 4-6. They had some struggles, you know, towards the middle of the season when Kerry Joseph stepped down as their head coach. So it's, you know, it's tough. That affects players' minds, and when you're not winning, it's very difficult to get yourself organized to move past those negative things that happen within the clubhouse.
And the hardest part, obviously, too, is for the guys, the fifth-year guys on the Rams, too. It's, as the clock runs down here, 4.5 minutes left, have to feel for guys. I mean, I've been there before, and many of us have in their last game in junior football. And it's not fun, and definitely not when you're at the wrong end of a 50-7 score.
Oh, absolutely. But, you know, at the end of the day, what you're going to remember about being part of junior football is not the score, but, you know, the camaraderie of, you know, being around your teammates, you know, for 5 years. Absolutely. You know, and you spend every night of the week with these guys during football season, and you know how each other think and how each other talks, and you just become good friends that you'll always be in touch with for the rest of your lives.
And of course, the Rams aren't far removed from Canadian Bowls in 2012 and 2014 that they hosted. So some of those guys were probably around on that 2014 season as Gandry, sorry to interrupt ourselves, but Gandry hustles the ball on the punt return. Finally brought down right around the 5-yard line. Flags right in front of the Rebels bench.
Yeah, this on the replay here, you see, he just takes the ball off the ground, and once he picks it up, he just gets the edge. Everybody's feet stops, and he's able to get the edge on it because everybody geared down and stopped. And he just kept going, and I just think it's effort on his part, and the Rams just kind of, you know, the game's over. And
injured Ram on the play at the far side, right around midfield. Can't quite see who that is because they are on their back.
Yeah, it looks like the penalty against the Rebels for unsportsmanlike conduct. I always find it interesting when there's a penalty like that against an offensive player that plays on the line. They're always usually quiet guys, you know. It's the hyper guys, the receivers, the running backs that usually do a lot of talking. Defensive backs especially.
Yeah, they can be guilty of that from time to time.
Well, I remember when you played, you're guilty of that a few times.
Yeah, those are the good old days.
Oh, yeah.
Good old days, of course, remembering those days very well. Of course, I played for the Langley Rams. It was South Fraser and Surrey Rams back in those days. Lots of fun, and remember my junior football days with the fondest of memories, and made lots of friends for life playing junior football.
Very tough game. Played by tough guys.
Rams still injured on the play as we got a bit of a break here at West Hills. 4:06 is left in the fourth quarter. Once again, thank you for joining us, tuning in to BCFC TV, powered by Remax.
Didn't see who got hit there. It was down.
I wanted to say it was, originally I thought it was 90. Number 90 on the play, but can't quite see.
Oh, here we go. He's getting up.
Maybe.
Oh, it's Levesque. Is it Levesque?
Oh, it's Levesque. Sorry, Jonas Levesque injured on the play at the far side of the field.
Well, hopefully he's okay. You don't want to see anybody go into the off-season injured.
That's the second time he's been hurt today. Hopefully he's okay as he makes his way to the Langley bench.
It looks like it's a knee or an ankle the way he's walking. He's limping into there.
So Theobald still in at quarterback. Druin and now Ennis Horvath in the backfield. Hands the ball off to Ennis Horvath, trying to get the corner on the right side. Rams do a good job to hold that one up, trying to rip the ball free, and Ennis Horvath no gain really on the play as the Rams play that one well.
Yeah, the thing interesting tonight is a lot of helmets have come off the guys, and I'm not sure if it's because they're being pulled off by the opposition or they're just not done up tight enough to keep them on their head. Yeah, he just gets his hat knocked off. And I find that interesting. It used to be a penalty, not a penalty, but you were sent off the field for 3 plays when your helmet came off, but I know they relaxed that rule a little bit, especially for junior football.
Yeah, Rebels trying to run that stretch play with Ennis Horvath. A little different, no disrespect to Ennis Horvath, but a little different speed as the Rams have been used to Trey Campbell coming at them.
That's true.
But good on the Rebels for getting Ennis Horvath in the feature back situation here and giving him some touches. He's parked right behind Theobald. In the backfield, Theobald in the shotgun. Clock is ticking. Hands the ball. Play action pass. Theobald rolls to his left, looking for a receiver. Got his man. Stevenson cuts, makes a move, trying to get down to the goal line. Rebels pushing. Finally, he's No, rugby scrum, and he looks to be down on the 1. Rebels think it's a touchdown. We'll watch for a replay.
Another helmet off.
Another helmet came off.
Off of Kane Stevenson. So they're marking the ball at the 1, I would assume. It'll be a first down. It's just a rugby scrum, as you said, just trying to push. Helmet comes off. So somebody's pulling hats off, and I would think if you're pulling the helmet off, the only way you can get it off is grab the face mask. So wouldn't there be if you see it, a face mask penalty?
Yeah, Stevenson was the one with his helmet came off there. I'm really impressed with him in the last. I mean, I know it's late in the game here, but love his effort here late in the 4th quarter as he hasn't stopped. He keeps driving his feet and keeps trying to make plays on a couple of occasions here.
Yeah, his motor never stops, that's for sure.
Theobald down to the 1-yard line under center. Bobble the snap, is able to pick it up, I believe. He did fall on after he bobbled the snap from center. Usually Theobald's been in the shotgun, so might have been a little bit of a missed exchange there between the center and him. We're at just under about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. The clock is moving. Rebel faithful want to see another touchdown. Ennis Horvath into the end zone touchdowns. He just powered his way in for the Rebels, making now the score 56 for the Westshore Rebels, 7 for the Langley Rams.
He put his head down and ran over. I don't know sure who that was, what number that was. I mean, you can see on the replay here. I'm not sure who that was that got knocked down there on the left, but he got smoked. No, it's Kalik Johnson got hit. He's in there playing DB.
So 56-7 Westshore over Langley. 2:07 left. Kyle Clark looking for the extra point. And Borden again. Yeah, there's Kyle Clark. Borden's in to hold here. Usually that's Provo in at hold, but again, maybe just seeing what they have, and maybe Borden, obviously, in case he has to hold in the future, getting a rep here.
That could be, yes.
Snap is good. Borden gets it on the tee. Kick is up. Kick is good. That one doesn't meet the roof as it comes down in the netting here at West Hills.
Well, 57-7. Coach Cardelicchia wanted to send a statement. That's what he said earlier this week. He certainly has done that. The rest of the CJFL will have to take note of a score like this in a playoff game.
Yeah, for the Rams, I mean, it's just like we talked about before. It's just tough season for them. They came in with big expectations and lost that first game, a tough one at home against the VI Raiders, and just didn't seem to get on track much of the year. Battled some injuries and some problems at quarterback. They've had a couple guys on the shelf with some concussion problems. Rylan Matters and Colby Peters unable to play. So just one of those seasons. But the Rams have traditionally been near the top of the standings most years, and I think for them, it's once they get to the off season, they can make the changes they need to do and get back in 2018.
Well, so a game like this, you're going to wash this one away pretty quickly, but you're going to take some positives from it. You're going to find out from some of the young guys that you have dressed tonight who you can count on next year, who to build around. And you're going to say goodbye to some of your veterans. There's going to be kids that move on to college.
Yeah, one of the bright spots, of course, number flags all over the field here. Kyle Clarat, one of the young Ram players that they are very high on as he's making his rookie season, in the conversation, obviously, for Rookie of the Year awards, and he's somebody they really, really like out of Langley Minor.
Yeah, and a guy like Joe Carter, Joe's coming back, and he's a good, tough running back. And if you can, you find that quarterback to complement who you're looking for, and that's going to happen. There's going to be kids that are attracted to the Langley Ram program because it's such a good program. Like you said, the history of it is so positive and it's tremendous in the community. So you're always going to attract some great athletes to that, and then it just try to eliminate the turmoil that happens around the team with a coaching change, or with injuries and things like that, and you get better. And the Rams are never going to be down anyway.
And of course, the beautiful facilities at McLeod Stadium. That's obviously another alluring recruiting trait the Rams have to play for themselves.
Oh, absolutely. And and these, like I said earlier, this is the 29th consecutive year that the Rams have been in the playoffs. The only other team that's got more consecutive years in the playoffs is the Okanagan Sun with 31. So, they're the second most popular team as far as making the playoffs in the BCFC history.
Yeah, injury on the play here for the Rebels.
That's number 27, McDowell Silver on the field there.
Now the Rebels fans headed to the exits here, quite happy, with just under 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we're not a bad crowd tonight. I would think there's probably 500-600 here.
Oh, yeah. Fans are headed home, and they will await the winner of tomorrow's game at the Apple Bowl.
And I'm sure some of the Rebels coaches will be heading up there to maybe be on that same flight you're on.
Yes. Looking forward to getting up there and seeing that game and being a part of that semifinal as well. So Ryan McDonald now in at quarterback for the Rams here. Clock is moving, drops back, throws the ball, trying to go in the direction of Cleek Mitchell. Ball was caught. What a catch by Cleek Mitchell, as he just kind of took it away from number 11. And KJ made a heck of a catch, bringing that one in for a big Ram play. And again, I tip my hat to KJ there, as that's at this stage of a game, it's easy just to kind of say, you know what, it's why make the effort and make a play like that. But kudos to KJ for playing the full 60 minutes.
Yeah, because that pass should have been intercepted by Destron Kerr, and KJ just took it right out of his hands.
And coaches love seeing that personal pride, and KJ exercised it there, came down with a great catch. Moving the sticks as the Rams are at the Rebel 30-yard line. McDonald still in at quarterback. Hands the ball off right up the middle. Looks like DaCosta again gains about 4 or 5 on the play. Positive yards, and Rams moving in deeper into Rebel territory.
Yeah, a lot of second players on the Rebels defense here. I don't recognize anybody on the D-line.
Yeah, D-line is looks to be, the bullpen is fully imposed here for the Rebels, but that's what you got to do. And again, as these decisions have to be made for next week's game for a Final 40, you might want to see who can get in there and who can make plays.
Yeah, and again, some of the guys might be nicked a bit, so you give them a chance to, take a few plays off.
McDonald in at quarterback, hands the ball off. No, he pulls it away, does make a move, breaks the tackle. Brought down, he's going to be short of the first down by probably about 2 or 3, but if I'm the Rams, I'm probably going for it here on 3rd and short.
Yeah, and that was a nice play by McDonald. He's got a great athlete, this kid. I was surprised by his speed earlier when he was tracking guys down on some of the punt coverage. That was a nice option call there.
One of the Ram veterans. He's been a very valuable asset for a few years now, Ryan McDonald, for the Rams. Clock is moving, under 40 seconds left. Rams will have to get their foot on the gas here to get this play off. Break the huddle, and now, got a timeout on the play by Westshore. Westshore might have been able to get the Rams in a delay game, but they will take the timeout, and we have a stoppage with 32.8 seconds left.
Yeah, I think the Rebels were shy of players, so.
Coach Shane Beatty well onto the field, still coaching at 57-7.
Oh yeah, he never stops coaching.
You can bet he probably does not want the Rams to get in the end zone here and make it 14. He probably is hoping his defense can hold here and give up no more points.
Yeah, he's got them playing pretty good. He came here last year from the Okanagan Sun and took over the defense, and he turned them into a pretty good-looking unit. And this was the year. He said, once I get a year under my belt with these guys, then they're going to understand exactly what I want. And I think he's got that this year. But he's like every defensive coach. When things don't go his way, he gets pretty darn angry.
Absolutely. So 3rd down, a long one offside. Looks like we got to play, but the Rams cut up. You should have the first down pending the penalty. That's DaCosta. Finally dragged out after the Rams get the first down, but there are flags on the play. Likely offside, probably against the Rebels. We'll wait for the call.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the replay here, that was Joe Carter on the carry.
Sorry, that was Joe Carter, 27.
Robbie Lowe's trying to bulldog him down, and Robbie's probably pretty good at that, being from Regina.
Now it was 27 Joe Carter on the play, not 25 DaCosta.
We got a player down here against the fence down. I think it's Gondry.
This is number 3, Brandon Gondry. Watch to see how that is, as they will be able to play this last 24.9 seconds as the Rebel DB is right up against the fence and out of the field of play.
They got to be aware of that. There's a player out there. The official's going to let it go. So
McDonald takes the snap in the shotgun, looks to the end zone, throws to the end zone. Ball is up.
Oh, nice
Ball
catch.
is caught. I believe that's by number
81.
Is that 81 on the play? Makes a nice touchdown reception for the Rams. That's Simon Frelick hauling it in, and the Rams get 6 more with the extra point coming, making it 57-13.
That's a nice play on the replay here. He out-jumped these guys. He just got off the ground really high and took it at the ball at the highest point, which you're supposed to do. You're taught to do that as a receiver on a possession ball.
And again, coaches love seeing that kind of effort. We saw it from KJ earlier with his passes that he was hauling in. And even a play like that, Frelick went up and made the play. Brock came down with the ball.
Looks like we got another, who's kicking here instead of
Claret, number 21.
Yeah, Kyle Claret going to try the convert.
Claret, boo, chips it up and does chip it through.
So he's done that before somewhere.
So with 18.1 seconds left, Westshore Rebels now lead the Langley Rams 57-14.
Yeah. I think it's still got Gandry down there against the fence. It looks like working on either an ankle or it might be an ankle.
Should be a long game.
Public address announcer here having some fun with the fans, asking the crowd who they'd rather play between the Raiders and the Sun. Bit of a mixed response there. I think there was a few more Raiders chants, of course, with the geographic rivalry, but should be a heck of a game.
Yeah, whoever they play, you know, this place should be packed.
Gandry's now up on his feet, walking. Probably will stay here or stay off the field of play.
Here's our replay again. You can just see how Frelick came way up for that ball. Beautiful catch.
Everybody's getting involved. We've got more cheerleading, schools, activities going on than ever.
So good to see Gandry up. Rams will be kicking off. I think Ryan McDonald or Claret will probably be kicking here, I think. Claret's coming on the field with the tee in his hand. Once again, thank you for joining us on BCFC TV, powered by Remax. 18.1 ticks left, and Rams will be kicking off here. Looks like Skeet is deep for the Rebels. Claret does pooch the ball here. Caught on the play. Nyongwa, I believe, number 20.
Up. That's good. That's smart. That's good.
Or
play.
sorry, Womack on the play. Smart play. No need to take a hit here. With just now 15 seconds.
Flag on the play. Too many men on the Rams on the kickoff. I think that'll be declined.
Smart play by Womack. No need taking big hits here. 57-14. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Too many men is the penalty against the Rams. That will be declined, and the Rebels will take over and likely in victory formation.
Yeah, it looks like Borden's back on the field.
Rebels will bring Borden. Looks like they bring Borden back. Just take the knees, I'm guessing. Give him the opportunity to finish what he started. And even though Theobald did a pretty good job filling in for him when he was in there.
And you had Jens Horvath and Jeremy Drouin doing a little bit of a skipping move as they came back in. Feeling pretty happy about tonight's outcome.
So the Rebels will be in victory formation. Likely just 2 knees here. There's one for Mr. Borden, and the clock will stop here, but it will quickly be blown in. And this should be the final play of the game. As the Rebel faithful pretty happy here with the home side.
Well, we're going to wait for tomorrow's outcome and find out who's going to be playing for the 2017 Cullen Cup Championship. Rebels will be trying for their 3rd in a row. And
that is the final snap.
Second in a row.
Final snap, final knee, and the flag is waved. That makes the final score. The Westshore Rebels 57, the Langley Rams 14 here at Westhill Stadium. For the Rebels, again, I think they've proved, like you mentioned, Paul, proved what they want to prove, and that's that they're going to be a force not only in obviously the semifinal round, but moving forward into the BCFC final, Cullen Cup final, and obviously, hopefully, if everything goes their way, into the national semifinal and Canadian Bowl later in November.
Well, they started the game and they said we're going to win this football game, and they scored in the first 2 minutes of the game, and they never really looked back. And the Rams never threatened. The game was played between the 35s for the Rams, and the Rebels just kept tilting the field. And the Rams had a few chances to try to make things happen a little bit earlier. I thought in the second quarter they had a shot at it, but just couldn't make it happen. And the Rebels just kept going, and kept the pedal to the metal. And
for the Rebels, I think obviously a very impressive display here, beating a good Rams team quite handily. For them, obviously, I think for them, they're probably waiting to get back to the medical room and see the report on a lot of their players. We mentioned right off the top, no Deshaun Greenaway. Kent Hicks left the game. We didn't see him much in the second half, if at all. We saw Gandry limp off. Stevenson was even a little bit nicked up. So I think for the Rebels, I think their biggest concern is probably health-wise headed into the BC final next weekend.
Absolutely, and I can see in the lineup out there that Kent Hicks is there. Looks like he might have he's limping, so maybe he's got an ankle injury or something. But yeah, at this time of year, if you're breathing, you're healthy. So you got to suck it up. You got to make it go and make sure that everything works, so you're ready to play next week.
Yeah, for the Rebels again, get healthy, get in the room, get better, get healthy, and get ready for another very, very tough test next week, regardless of who it is, the Okanagan Sun or the Vancouver Island Raiders. They know the Rebels have respect for both of those two clubs, no question, and I think they relish the fact that they will be on home field and keep the swagger going.
And like you say, they respect those teams, but I think they also know that if they play the top of their game, that the Ram or the Raiders and the Sun can't touch them.
And for the Rams, I think they got to just build on this, look at what they got coming back, get on the recruiting warpath, say goodbye to their vets that they've had and had some great ones over the years. Nathan Lund's the first one that comes to mind, and just build on next season. They're a good football team. They'll be back. They always are, and we look forward to seeing what happens with them and the Rebels. Looking forward to next week. Looking forward to being here. Should be a good one. We will have the information as far as date and time. It's likely going to be Saturday, but we will confirm the time. Watch for that on our social media and website. And I think I can't wait for the final. I think it's going to be exceptional.
Well, it'll be interesting with the Rebels for next week. Well, with the Rams, I guess, with the rumors out there that Matt Blocker is living in the Langley area, and some of the problems that the Rams had this year, is that something that might jump out during the off season? I'm not speculating anything. I don't know anything. Just you hear the rumors and you kind of wonder sometimes.
Well, the off season starts right now for the Rams. So they will be looking towards 2018. For the Rebels, again, next week they will host the BCFC final right here. On behalf of Paul Short, I'd like to thank you for joining us on BCFC TV. Once again, the final score, the Westshore Rebels 57, the Langley Rams 14. Thank you for tuning in to BCFC TV, powered by Remax. We thank you again for joining us. And if you are around, you'll see a hell of a football game tomorrow at the Apple Bowl at 1 p.m. On behalf of Paul Shore, we'd like to say good night and thank you for joining us.
TELUS presents mind-blowing pure fiber facts. Today's topic, crystal clear video chats. Ah, I see you're catching up with your brother, Jerry. Ooh, yikes. Look at the quality of that video chat. Did you know the upload and download speeds of pure fiber make chats so clear it would be like your brothers in the same room? TELUS Pure Fiber. Video chats reimagined.